That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Tonight, we bring you this week's flight sim news with thanks to Say Intentions. We check out a PC-6 Porter, a beautiful scenery at Bengaluru, that's the name. Jesus! We also check out Frankfurt Han, a new FireFly Air Hub, and footage of Microsoft Flight Sim on the PlayStation. everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the middle of the week, the halftime show, the midweek shuffle. Yes, tonight we have the news. You're very welcome in. I've been very busy, but alas, we have returned to that place of the comfort, of safe and tranquil. The den of iniquity, the man cave at Murph Manor. But I hope you're keeping well. Tonight, yes, we're going to be covering all sorts. Our news brought to us by thanks to Say Intentions. Great bunch of lads. We're going to be checking out a brand new PC-6 Porter, Pilatus Porter. This one from FSG. Tis on here, the screen beside me, look. And, well, we're going to, have a now look to see what the story is. Then we are going to be checking out the Thai models, the Bengaluru scenery. We saw the trailer last week and I was like, I have to check this out, man. It looks gorgeous. We're also going to be checking out hot off the shelf, just released from MM Simulations, Hahn Airport, or Frankfurt Han, if you're, from Ryanair. More on that in a minute. We have a brand new hub open for FireFly Air, our beloved virtual airline, and we're going to be checking out and learning a little bit about the location. And then finally, I'm going to turn on the PlayStation 5, plug the wire in, and we'll have a look at the beta build of Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, just to see how it's running over in the land of Sony land. Right, and sure, you wouldn't know what else. Now, we were supposed to cover the C-130 tonight for DCS. Developers, they're still working on stuff. They're like, hey, it's still in the oven. Let's go back to that in a week or two. So that's what we'll do. Like, there's no point kind of showing stuff off if it's, not what they want it to be, which is fair enough. So we'll push that out a week or so I don't need to worry about buttons as much. But then I put the PlayStation in there, and that's a controller. Many buttons. Well, there's not. There's less buttons, but the combinations of... right. Anyway, I've been the last 2 days I've been flat out doing things outside of my normal zone, but we're back today. I was in meetings yesterday, at meetings today, was on the road yesterday, out for a drive in the Skoda, but it wasn't like a normal drive, I got home late-ish last night. It was around 9:15, and it was just, where did that day go? And then I went to, I did something stupid because I was tired. I said, I'll have myself an early night. Went to bed at 10 o'clock, woke up at 1 o'clock, and sure, listen, I ran out of sheep to count. It was like, right, I'm awake now, so I binged watched things, as you do, as, sleep completely eluded me. But we're back anyway today, and I'd meetings today. I was in Thurles, County Tipperary, down to Thurles this morning, and very interesting. It's all, I'll give you some insight. I mean, this is what we do now, right? So I'm over my very long career, with logistics, I drove a desk, meaning that I was in the office. So it's all kind of like administration, and that touched on operations, human resources, the finances, the business, all that kind of stuff. And it's interesting. But I've always ever dealt with it working within a company or within an organization, right? So it was never the case that I'd have to put on the Murphy Incorporated cap and think about things. So I'm going off now to try and get myself, educated in the ways of, business, but as an own entity, right? And I know enough, or at least you think you know enough, but it's only when you kind of go knocking on doors and saying, hey, where are we at with this? What does this mean? How do I do that? What's that opportunity? What's the requirement? What can't I do? It's only when you start doing that, it starts to paint a slightly different picture. So that's what I'm on a mission, to find out all these little things to help, everything along, you see. Isn't it brilliant? But yes, it's the most difficult thing in the world to try and explain this to outsiders, to civilians, if you will. What do you do? Right. I mean, how do you even spark the conversation? There were people there setting up businesses. They're builders, or, carpentry or electronics. There's other people, even therapists, right? And I'm like, for the most of it, they thought I was trying to do IT. I was like, no, I'm not tech support. I mean, I know enough of IT because I have to use the gear, and I'll probably get myself out of most trouble, or at least, I've given on speed dial. But apart from that, so, trying to explain this, it's like, well, this is what I do. Jesus, does it work? Well, I mean, I'm still here, right? Brilliant. And then you leave them wanting a little bit more, and I'm off now. I'm flying to such a place. Where? Oh, yeah, sure, we were only in Spain the other week, and sure, before that, we went up to the Aleutian Islands. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But anyway, that's what I filled a book with, writing down things and stuff. Very interesting. But anyway, we're back to the land of the living. And, it's a relatively quiet week in terms of news flash and breaking news. But we do have a little bit to go through. And there's also been nice updates in and around in a couple of areas. So I want to show you that as well. So, how the devil are you? How is this is a break in the norm. We'd no streams at all yesterday, so I'm like, right, I'm back. What did I miss? So how's everyone keeping? Any crack? Any news or stories? Tell people you're a simfluencer, right? Flight simulator stream. They didn't like that bit. I got a double take from like an oldish lady in the corner. Simulator. It's a simulator, not a stimulator. Jesus. But anyway, I get into trouble so you don't have to. Anyway, welcome in. Hope you're well. Who's here? Look, CP65, front row centre. He's the first in. Welcome aboard. Vacuum is in the house. Mrs. TPHI, upside down person. Every time we introduce Mrs. TPHI, I've been doing my very best to come up with something unique each and every time. There's only so many things we can say upside down, right? But we're getting through it. Fierce Wolf is here, looking fierce and wolfy. Welcome aboard, buddy. Top Gun Lenny, welcome in. Mac Vision is here. Flipper Alloy, welcome aboard. Retriever Neil, good to see you, bud. Hope you're well. Spitfire RAF 100 is here in the chat. Try the mic, good to see you. Stick Figure, welcome in. North Coast Mike, good evening. 98 Vulcan, 30 streams in a row. Thank you very much indeed, my guy. Hope all is well in Australia. Belbro is here. Good evening. Light Bison, happy Wednesday. Belbro says, how are you, Murph and Fireflies? Already Newsage Day again. The weeks seem to fly. Now, maybe it's because, since May, but this year has just been a blur. Woof. Flat out. That's not even in the frame, look. Flat out all year, isn't it? The year's booting it, lads. But yes, hope all is well. Ninth Ep is here, 59 months subscribed. Thank you very, very much indeed. Hope you're well, buddy. Malky Mac is here. Hermit Something, a very good afternoon into Boston. Hope you're well, buddy. Creo, hello to Mayo. Martin K is in the house. Toto2495. Good to see you, Toto. Hope you're well. Medic24 Life is here. What a good looking bunch of lads and ladettes. Ladesses. Good to see you, man. Crafty Tigers is here. Corn Wolf, welcome aboard. Hope you're well. Chris Van Halen, good evening. Vacuum, 3 in a row. Thank you very much. Super Ty, 3 in a row. Genuas. Good to see you, lads. Hope you're well. Trackley is here. I'm here with my coffee thinking, what will Boeing name the airplane after the 797? They'll call it the Boeing Bijani. They should get, aircraft names are getting terribly boring in the commercial side of it. Isn't right? With Stratoliner and Concorde and, right? A320, Neo, and no, they need kind of cool names, Imagine now Ryanair flying the latest Boeing Bijani. Right? That what we should start a petition. Yes, that's what we should do. I'll wait until you start though. I'll run behind you, right? Lenny Bobbins is here. 'Tis yourself. Good to see you. Soaring AJH man. Hope you're well. Martel. Good to see you, Martel. Very happy Wednesday to you. Retriever Neil with 3 in a row. Malky with 20 in a row. And Medic with 5 in a row. Thank you all so very much indeed. It's a very good tuning in. Hey, it's not is your head not sore yet? At the Jesus, that Murphy fella again. Do you know? I mean, I'd understand it. The wife, shut up, will you, she says. Speaking of which, she's away for a few days. That's why I was off yesterday, So, I'm left to fend for myself, and my son, and the cat. But other than that, lads, I get to choose what time I go to bed at. doesn't matter if I sleep or not, but right. And also we're running out of food and there's the washing is starting to pile up. But apart from that, you know, we've got this, man. We've totally got this. It's going to be grand. She's going to kill me when she's back. But anyway, where are we? We're over here, look. Krabby1, hello. Piper is here. Good to see you, buddy. APU Inspector with 45 in a row. He says, happy hump day, Murph and chat. Once again, we are halfway to the weekend. Yes. Looking forward to it, man. The weekend is so close. And we have a bank holiday coming up soon. Very soon. Not this week, but the week after, I think. But yes, Goblin Zeus, good evening. Chalks is here, good evening. Flyboy, welcome aboard. Hope you're well, buddy. 15 in a row from Piper 201. Good man yourself. Thank you very much indeed. Sunjammer bursts in the door. Hi all. Tonight we find out if Murph has normal hands or the camera is far away. Sunjammer, good to see you, buddy. Always looking after me emotions. Sean Dale, a very good evening. Not a chance. Mr. Mini Mitts just has to deal with it. Oh, Jesus. In a Box Man is here. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Hey, Crotty, happy Wednesday. Mick Manser is here. Han Solo can't be missed. Telling you. Stu Snape, welcome aboard, Stu. Hope you're well. Old Veteran 965, happy hump day. And the news. Hope all is well. Scott, a very good afternoon. Hope all is well in Texas. And what's the weather like in Texas? Do you know, it's getting cold here now, isn't it? Dark, nighttime, cold, leaves on the ground. You know, it's terrible. But anyway, 10 year this here, good to see you. Bad news, Murph, I'm still here, so more about crashing in F1. 25 in a row, though, Sunjammer. Jesus. Belbro says, C-130, well, yeah, a pity, but 100% understandable. Yeah, 100%. And like, with DCS, right? That's a big 10-4, good buddy. There's with DCS and even X-Plane, when you see other simulators, you know, my initial response is, oh, jeez. Like, right, we've enough going on with Microsoft Flight Sim in terms of add-ons and where things are installed and control mapping and all the jazz. Totally get that. With DCS, which I haven't done much of. I think I've done, like, I did a video ages ago, but I've never live streamed it. And that's only because there's far too much going on to kind of say, right, I have an hour, I'm going to learn it and let's go. No, it's not going to happen, right? You need to spend a bit of time in it. Jesus. You need to spend a bit of time in it. In saying that, because DCS itself, it's a combat simulator, digital combat, it tends to keep either people very interested in it or very far away from it. And you can go, different eras. You can go World War II, you can go Cold War, and depending on the weapons and systems that you want to mess around it. With the C-130, though, it's quite different because it's a transport aircraft. I mean, in similarities, you're not necessarily worried too much about combat missions, as in dogfighting and air-to-air fighting or air-to-ground. It's quite a different aircraft. I mean, you can get into the things like... you can still be tactical, but like you can get into things like relief, emergency supply, search and rescue, all that kind of stuff, which makes it very interesting, especially coming from like civilian-themed simulators, right? And that's why I was interested in it, and also because of the level of detail, systems fidelity. We know that Blackbird are working on their version of a C-130, but it's early access and like it's rough. Do you know, it is rough. If anyone has that C-130, now they updated it during the week, so I haven't tried that one yet, but it's still like, it needs a bit of work. Do you know? So it's not the most enjoyable thing. Now, Captain Sim, to be fair, did a beautiful looking C-130, and they've included the cockpit as well, but it just doesn't have the system's depth. Do you know what I mean? It's like a hollow plane. It's like, right, yeah, let's go fly. It looks great in pictures, do you know? So I've been looking forward to getting my hands on a C-130 to learn the machine properly. I think the closest thing we would have to it in Microsoft Flight Sim right now is the Azure Poly C-160, the Transall, which is a great bit of kit. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, right, Muse fan, good to see you. Dude, hope all is well. Piku is here. Hey, Jor, oh no, are you firing me or is it Muse? Hey, Jor, yeah, Jesus. Sean Dale says, Murph, use voice attack for DCS. You need to spend time setting it up. But you say sidewinders and the buttons get pressed for short-range radar... short-range radar weapon select. Say that 10 times backwards on a staircase. When you say Sidewinder, that's pretty cool, actually. I've heard of that voice attack, yes. Now, let me see. Malky, evening, trying to explain Twitch is a struggle. It is, even trying to explain Twitch. Yeah, they're like Twitch. Wants to know who's behind it. Well, it's owned by Amazon, and YouTube. Well, everyone knows YouTube, but you just say, Google and Amazon. had a chat, that sort of stuff. But anyway, explaining, I know IT, but there's a phone away for help, 100%. Sumner, good to see you, buddy. Howdy, Mar from a sunny Naples in Florida. Welcome in. Hello from Tipperary. Hope you're well. Where is this now? Absolutely, Bell, bro. It's nuts. Sean Dale says, Murph, complete virtual pilot, instructor, salesman, creator, motivational speaker, and therapist. Not to mention, I'm crap at DIY. Brilliant! Right. Cornwolf, no streams yesterday. It threw us off. Oh, no. Mountain Man, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, we'll be checking those out in a moment. Velo is here. Energizer. Murph is a study level simulator. Ha! You're right. Could you imagine? How to make it go. Right. Cy120, good to see you. Who's this now? Is it Nolshern? Welcome in. Mr. 90, happy Wednesday, buddy. Hope you're well. Schutz is here. Hell of a day at work. Cheer me up, Murph. What did I do stupid? I don't think I did anything terribly stupid today. No, I didn't. Not yet. No, there's time yet. There's time. But, I don't think I, brought down, the family name or any of that I can think of. I was in the post office earlier on. But it wasn't really funny. I just got a look. You have to have crack with people. Life's too boring if it's just, hi. Do you know, you have to have a bit of crack with people. The missus goes out to me. She says I'm flirting, But I don't flirt. That's just me. But she asked me what was in the packages. I was sending stuff out overseas, What's in the packages? And I said, jeez, I couldn't tell you. A fella out the street just gave it to me. The books. I said, there's books in it. No, anyway, life's too short for this. We need to have the crack. Rule number 1, have the crack. Just be careful how much of the crack you're having, Mr. Dan, good to see you. Who else come in? Where's this now? Jesus. Gibbo! Gibbo's in the chat. Good to see you, man. Hope you're well. What happened in May? You just started working less and streaming more. Yeah, Mr. Dan, that's pretty nail on the head. Proby Pete, good day from Arizona. High temp of 75. The first time since May. Jesus. Hello from Tipperary. Does buttons being pressed when you calm it down? Pie Man Jim, good evening. Where's this now? 7107. Wait, what? Jesus. Cool names like the Double Ender. Yeah. Wait, no. Jesus. Cornwolf. Shuffle Shoes. Shuffles in. AJH John, hope you're well. Captain Harlock is here. 18 months with Prime.
Behave.
Jesus, there's more of it. 18 months with Prime. Thank you very much indeed. The man is a legend. Malky says, I have you as me co-pilot and say intentions. I must have high Murph tolerance. Jesus, though. Zybok is here, calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary. Hope you're well. Beans on toast. There's a lot to be said for beans on toast. Do you put it... Now, here's one. I know we have to talk flights, but this is important. If you're having the traditional student, I haven't a Rex to me name meal of beans on toast, do you A, toast the bread and then just pour your beans on top? Or B, toast the bread, apply the butter, and then put your beans on top? Now that, friends, that's a serious question. Beans on toast with butter or no butter? Maybe a sprinkle of parsley on the top of it. Just, look what I made. Highly skilled, Butter needed. Yeah, look, they're all saying butter. Brilliant. Devil Fly, a very good day. Southern California, welcome in, buddy. Where's this now? Clipped Out Panda, welcome aboard. Balut is here. Care 85, ahoy hoy, 35 months. Thank you very, very much indeed, my guy. Hope you're well. Idle Cutoff is here. Cambridge calling. Hello from Tipperary. Photos by Kev, 23 months with Prime. A very good evening to you, Kev. Hope you're well, man. Thank you very much indeed. DCS, the F4. I don't have it, but it looks friggin' awesome. Do you know? They still need a Vulcan over there, 100%. Anyway, full fidelity models are just epic. You need to invest time to get it set up and then hang off it, but very rewarding. For DCS, yeah, 100%. Srap is here. Good to see you, Srap. Norse Viking Gaming, you're very welcome aboard. Did you play Combat Flight Sim back in the day? I did. 2 and 3. They were brilliant. They were all the whole storyline mission. They were brilliant. Mick Ham, a very good evening. Hope you're well. Sean Game, 13 months. Thank you very, very much indeed, Sean. Hope you're well. And thank you very much for your support.
Hello there.
I chatted to my wife last night because there wasn't a stream. I was disappointed to hear she lost her job at Woolworths. Wait, what? Do you remember Woolworths? Are they still on the go or are they finished? That'll do, yeah. Martel, 50 months, Martel. Thank you very, very much indeed, man. Jesus. The mice will play while the cat is away. Live it up. 2,000 bits from Flyboy. Did you see what he did? He threw up his bits. They were like confetti, you know. Flyboy, thank you very, very much indeed. 2,000 bits. Jesus. Viper Strike is here. A very good day to you. My cabinet doors for the kitchen have not yet arrived, but they're on the way, lads. They're on the way. In the box was boxer shorts. Boxer shorts in the box. That's pretty good. Lads, what's going on? What's going on? We've things to be doing and there's buttons being pressed. We're going to get nothing done today. Murph, will you just shut up talking scutter and get on with it? You know, I will, you know. It needs a bit of time. But you lot are gone friggin' nuts. Right, now, what are your thoughts on the auto FPS for Flight Sim 24? Asks Top Gun Lenny. I feel without it, it's impossible to run the sim smoothly, even with a high-end rig. I can't believe the difference is made after using it. So, the auto FPS... Asobo tried to build their own version of that. Dynamic, it's called. Dynamic settings. Because that was their version of it. Wasn't as good. It just wasn't as good. Do you know? I don't use it. But I've heard great things. You also want to check out maybe lossless scaling. Lenny. Try that one as well. Lossless scaling should be a good one. Do you know? Always butter, yeah. Biggles, good to see you. With you all the way from Bray. Bray, man. What's the weather like in Bray? Can you see outside? Where's it? Well, butter and cheese. Beans on toast with cheese. Jeez, we're getting fancy. Do you have to dress up for that? T1. No, wait. No, it's not T1. It's Tim Racing. Hello, Tim. Good to see you. Niston is here. Welcome aboard. One Fly Air. Good evening. Light Bison. MV is here for 5 months. MV, thank you very, very much indeed. Martel gifted a tier 1 sub to, who's this now? Stephen the Demon. Martel, thank you very much indeed, man. Appreciate you. The absolute ledge. Where is this now? Hopefully my PC screws will be here on Friday. Mr. Dan, are you still without the machine? Jesus. Patrick Doyle, I dreamt about updrafts and downdrafts all night after Monday night stream. Ooh. Right? I've got nothing done for 6 years, says Kev. Right? Kev Kira, good to see you. Dux is here. Happy hump day. Just came in from the ER. My hearing on the right ear. Wait now. My hearing on the right ear. Till the rest. Dux, what? Just came back in from the ER. My hearing on the right ear. Till the rest. What happened to you? Been 32 minutes. What? Wait, who? Jesus, has it? Right, hang on. Yes. That's a long intro. Did you say 32 minutes? Rubbish. If anything, it was 4. Mrs. TPHI is also upside down on YouTube. Welcome in. Flyboy is on YouTube. Welcome in. Dave Cleary. Legend Dave. Welcome back, Dave. Nate, good to see you, Nate. Commander Balosh is here. Thrust Set Simulations, welcome aboard. Kubi is here. Zappel, a very good afternoon. Daniel Myers is here. The ghost of Bill Lear, welcome aboard. Beardy Sim Pilot, I purchased Kerry Airport the other day. Loving the views on approach. It's real nice, man, isn't it? It's a cracker. JP, a very good afternoon to you. James Waters is here. MM Simulations are in the chat. Literally just got an email. Murph, the thing, yup, yeah, brilliant. MM Simulations, we've been following your work for a long time, and we're on the ground here now at Frankfurt Han, or Han. Is it Han or Han? It depends on your accent and where you come from, or the lack of education you received. But yes, looking forward to it, man. Mr. Anderson, welcome aboard. Be interesting if they called it a Boeing A390, but that's what they need to do. If I was working in Boeing, I'd say, right, see them Airbus lads, this is the Boeing A330. Huh? Right? Just to throw the cats amongst the pigeons. And then when the Airbus lads get wind of this, what in the hell? Right, it's the Airbus 797. The world needs this sort of, you know, thing. Anyway, where is this now? Blackbird C1, yeah, it's in beta, Bill. It's a beta that Blackbird are doing. But it's that's what I mean, like it's not able to kind of fulfill the, you know what I mean? Not yet. It's early access. But anyway, will there be keyboarding? There could be. The Limbics, good to see you. Stuff from down under the... Wait now. Stuff from down under the down under. How's it going? 60 knots straight. Jesus. 60 knots straight from Antarctica. You feeling that? Bloody hell. Conrad is in the house. Gunho Guy, welcome aboard. Uniform Goose, good day, Goose. Hope you're well. Visualize is here. Right, lads, that is us officially. Oh, my God, bashing me hand. Nearly caught up. 34 now. Mrs. Toto. Now, quiet now, lads. Beans on toast. Toast the bread and let it cool a little. Generous spreading of proper butter. Top with beans and finish off with a drizzle of vinegar. Vinegar on beans on toast. You need to try that now, you know. And if there's any sort of, side effects, you know what I'm saying? The sort of side effects that make your legs numb because you're sitting down for too long, right? You know the story now. Jesus, that sounds a bit of vinegar to give it a bit of oomph. Jesus. Where's this now? People forgetting the buttons. I forget them all the time. Damn it, Jim. Good to see you. I found a recipe from Morocco for homemade dinner rolls. It's called For Fresh Thyme, but mine was outdated. I used it anyway. I really love that old Thyme Moroccan roll. Thyme Moroccan. He's brilliant. Good man, Jim. But also at the same time, damn it, Jim. Brilliant. Beans on toast with Marmite. Oh, Jesus. 61 Tree Studios in the house. Good to see you, man. Patrick is here. Asher, how are you, Patrick? What's that about vinegar and beans on toast? You need to try it. Hayden, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Right, now, quick, look. I'm delaying things now, so we need to move on. That's like cheddar cheese and chocolate hobnobs. It sounds wrong, but oh so good. Pull up the handbrake here now, fairly lively. Photos by Kev. Are you actually saying
Can I get a refund?
that you can apply cheddar cheese to chocolate hobnobs? They're cookies or biscuits, right? What? Would you not want some sort of what's it called? What's the thing? Chutney. Yes.
10-4, good buddy.
2 dogs. Thank you very much indeed for 33 months. 34 months. Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much indeed. That's absolutely nuts, Kev. I have to give it a shot. Cheddar cheese on chocolate hobnobs. Approaching 40 minutes. Jesus, super tie's giving out to me. Look, and phone in the polls. Right, quick. Phone in the police, rather. Yeah, leave the polls out of it. Right, now. They didn't do anything wrong. Now, very professional top-end stuff here. Right, lads, are we ready? That couple of moments talking was purely to counter the lack of much news. We've got some serious stuff going on here, lads. Haven't we? Serious stuff going on here. Right, so what we're looking at here is a... Where's the button? Here we go. It is that of the Pilatus PC-6 Porter. And, well, this one from FSG, right? Now... we do have sounds. The first thing that'll probably strike you, yes, we've seen this aircraft before. Blackbird gave us one through Milviz, and there's one basic in the sim from Asobo. Now we have another one. However, I will say this. Initially, when you see this aircraft, I think that one of the most impressive things, it's the scale. It's quite a large airplane. The Porter's a big-ass machine, right? With seats for, I think it's 8. Look at that weird and wonderful, mad-looking tail section. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. No news today, Murph, 100%. Mr. Dan, DCS, no, we're going to be looking at that next week. Maybe, or the week after, right? So, I will say this. It features that of the PT-6 engine, right? And this is a very capable STOL aircraft, short takeoff and landing, and it's used quite extensively for that. It's very much a utility aircraft. Now, what FSG have done, they're 4 years making this airplane, 4 years, and we'll go into the modelling and the styling and what they've done to it, and how it operates and whatnot. But initially, as you can see from what we're looking at here, it's quite nice, quite nice. An aircraft so ugly you're not quite so hesitant to jump out of it. Hans Gruber is here, or Gruber, good to see you, buddy. That's the thing, these things are used a lot in skydiving. There's some very, very good videos on YouTube with like fellas jumping out of the thing, you know what I mean? So look at the state of it, look at the long nose in it, look. How are you calling big nose? So we're going to be checking out this aircraft now here in a little bit, right? It is a slow aircraft, but it's the lifting, the load this thing can carry. It's quite impressive, lads, quite impressive. But anyway, we will be jumping to that momentarily, but we will start off, friends, with the news, right? Now, tabs on a screen, Batman. And let's see what happens. Black Sheep Gene, Jesus Murph, didn't see me again. I must be doing a great job. Jesus Gene, were you hiding? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Now, so for this week's news, a shout out, as always, to Vasco over at MSFS Callum and the lads over at FS Elite, and a big shout out from Threshold. They've been busy last week, and we can see there's some fantastic updates across the board. So we'll start off. Aerosoft and Tolis shared new details on their upcoming A340-6 professional for Microsoft Flight Sim. It's been an eventful week for wide-body Airbus fans, with the Inibuilds A340, which we're going to be flying that on Thursday on VATSIM. I know. Finally landing on Microsoft Flight Sim, it's easy to forget that another A340 project is in development, one that brings together two well-known names, Aerosoft and Tolis. In a new developer conversation released by Aerosoft, community manager Rafi sat down with the Tolis founder Torsten, and they had a chat about the upcoming A340, offering some detailed look at the aircraft systems, flight model and design philosophy. It's the start of a new developer series focused on the project, leading up to a release that now seems just around the corner-ish, right? Now, the collaboration, this is where it kind of gets exciting, because Tolis are a very well-established X-plane developer, right? And they've made a heap of Airbus aircraft over there. Some of their best, probably the A340 and the A319. Incredible aircraft. And they get the official stamp from Airbus, thus the quality, right? Tolis are handling all the systems like avionics, the custom flight and engine models, and the flight logic itself. Aerosoft, well, they're looking after the 3D modelling, the visuals, and then, of course, you have the publishing. Now, Aerosoft, we know the crack with Aerosoft because, well, sure, they can make pretty-looking aircraft, except, of course, when it comes to the A330, because they botched that. We all know they botched that, right? But the CRJ early on, and other aircraft that they've worked on, you know, the Twin Otter and whatnot, the visuals are quite nice. So there's an interview there, they're having a chat about it. Probably the bigger story here for me is not the fact that there's an A340, or at least another A340 coming on the way for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think what's pretty awesome here is it's the fact that you now have developers from X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Sim working together. Like these previous shots we're looking at here, that's from the machine. You know what I mean? So where Tolis are at and what they're able to do, and the depth of systems and modeling, Aerosoft are already well established. Plus, they're already in the marketplace. So you have all these kind of things that join them on, right? It's interesting. I think it's interesting because put it this way, lads. A partnership like that, where you find a developer in Microsoft Flight Sim and X-Plane working together, this opens up a world of opportunity for both platforms. You could see Microsoft Flight Sim aircraft end up in X-Plane, and you could see X-Plane aircraft end up over Microsoft Flight Sim. That, to me, that's very exciting, because we know we have some cracking aircraft. But anyway, Aerosoft, to me, they have a lot of work to do in terms of kind of just putting people at ease when it comes to aircraft releases. As I say, the A330 they released, I think, was just like, it was so out of touch with what the community were expecting. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see how they're going to try and replicate or fix that. And yeah, look, it's another A340. How many A340s do you need? Couldn't tell you. But it looks to be more beyond just the aircraft. I think, for me, it's other developers working together. You know what I mean? Let's not forget the messed them out of the A330. Yeah, like, it was an absolute disaster. Heat blur proves it works in DCS. Sean, yeah, you could say that, but to be fair, India Fox Deco, I mean, they develop on DCS as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, it'll be interesting for sure. I think it's a good mix. The Tolis strength isn't texturing and modelling. No, it's not. Or sounds, for that matter, Would have preferred if Tolis did the whole thing themselves. Yeah, people would say that. Maybe they will, though. You know what I mean? Maybe they will. But anyway, interesting news for an A340 on the way. Now, moving on. That's a blank page, Murph. Good man. Moving on. God friends, the Aeropract A32 Vixen has entered beta, and they're hoping to launch this with 4 variants for both platforms, flights from 2020 and 2024. Godfriends have shared new details about their upcoming Aeropract A32 Vixen for the sim, confirming that the aircraft is now in beta testing, developed in direct partnership with Aeropract USA and Heavenbound Aviation in Johnston, Ohio. Well, the project aims to deliver one of the developers' most feature-packed experiences yet. Right? We're hopefully showing this off next week. Heaven-bound Aviation, they're a flight school that trains students on both the Aeropract A22 and A32. Well, they've built a custom training setup using real SimGear avionics connected to FlightSim 2024 version of the Vixen. According to Gottfriends, the setup helps students practice IFR procedures more efficiently during their lessons. It's pretty cool when you see flight sims using what we get to use, and they're using that themselves for real-world training. That's pretty awesome, right? To complement the collaboration, Gottfriends are also developing custom scenery for Heaven-bound Aviation's home base, McKnight Airport, which will be released alongside the aircraft. 4 variants: gear, standard tyres, optional wheel fairings, avionics, working title G3X, GPS, also the GTN's 650 or 750, and it'll work with the 2024 tablet. And the Vixen Explorer, that has the Tundra tyres, optional mud guards, right? The Vixen Pioneer, standard tyres, optional wheel fairings, different avionics. And then the Vixen Voyager. So there's 4 variants of the aircraft on the way. As I said, hoping to get a look at this maybe next week. Looks like a nice small little airplane, but anything from Gottfriends, we know the crack, like it's going to be fun. You know what I mean? Now, the Aeropract is a lot of fun, says Kev. Looks pretty cool. Carney, good to see you, buddy. I'm confused about the Draco. Is there somewhere available to buy? The Draco X? Yeah, if it's not default, you buy it from the marketplace. Trying to get a junior college with an aviation program to move over to its training onto desktop systems. They have a couple of old ones that aren't very good, and the 3 motion sims from Redbird. Yeah, it's quite expensive for flight schools to kind of be able to do stuff like this. And like, okay, when you look at this setup that they're using, which is a great insight. Okay, they have, it's a panel, a custom panel, right? You can see that. They have a honeycomb alpha in behind it with a Bravo. And then, you know, Cytec rudder pedals, including mousetrap and boards. Like, it's quite rude. It's rudimentary. Like, it's very basic, but it's enough. It's enough. In particular when they're looking at the different panels. It's amazing what you can do and how close you can make your home setup actually mimic the real aircraft. You know, muscle memory building and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, interesting to see what happens there. A2A bring the AccuSim Aerostar to FlightSim 2020. We weren't expecting this, but A2A we've now got it up and running, and they have released it for 2020 and 2024. Just got an update tonight, I think. And if you already own this on 2024, you can fly it in 2020 for no additional cost. Developer says the new version brings the same unmatched AccuSim fidelity in engine simulation, flight dynamics and avionics that made the 2024 version so loved. Simmers can find the optional 2020 installer belonging into their A2A store account. While some of the features native to FlightSim 24, such as the interactive walk-around system, which I don't think people are going to worry about, the dynamic dirt and wear visuals, again, I don't think people are going to be worried about. They're not available, but everything else is there when it comes to 2020. You know what I mean? Now, show of hands, the AccuSim Aerostar, we're flying this tomorrow morning. And I love flying this plane because if you watch American Made, you know the story with the plane, right? Ted Stevens designed this. You know, it's the back end of World War II designing. It was pretty much built to be a jet. It has the structural integrity of a jet, but they struck props on it. It's a very interesting airplane. And they were built so good, you didn't need to modify them. Do you know what I mean? So it'd be interesting. Have many people flown this? You know? Or have you bought it? Or are you like, nah, not your cup of tea? And if it's not your cup of tea, well, why? You know, it'd be interesting. But anyway, they're the version updates, and we're going to see what else comes down the road from A2A. They did say they're going to be working on a brand new project, never done before. So more news on that when we get some. PMDG, we know that they're working on the 737s for FlightSim 2024. Threshold published this report saying that they've published one photograph. And I don't know how well you can see that, but that's a render looking from the cockpit back into the cabin, which has not been edited at all. What are your thoughts on that? So this is the upcoming PMDG 738NG, right? 737-800 NG. it looks the detailing, right? Frightening. Previously announced, PMDG decided to bring a fully improved version of the 737 lineup rather than just a compatibility patch. The new version includes a proper cabin, openable cockpit windows, and overall quality bump on modelling and texturing, while also including 2024 only niceties. I gotta say, I'd be interested to see how much and how different the variants are. You know what I mean? It looks like it's going to be worth the update. They're going to be charging this. Prices ranging, of course, from $34.99 to $74.99, and we know previous owners. We don't know previous owners. I think you got to, I don't know what the story is here. Are they offering discounts? No, in PMDG, they're not. They'll argue it's a brand new aircraft. I don't know. Like, sharper visuals maybe. It'd be interesting to see what the featured list is going to be. We need the comparisons. I think that's what's kind of missing. When you look at a 2020 aircraft and then you see it released again in 2024, and there's no list, there's no defining list to say, hey, I'm a developer, I'm now charging you more money for that aircraft you flew in the last sim, but I'm not making any changes to it. I'm just going to make the thing work. That's a hard sell for people, unless of course the aircraft just happens to be quite stand out. You know what I mean? It should be no more than a cup of coffee for the price, Mountain Man says. They are offering a discount. Okay, so that's good news. So if they're saying cup of coffee, you're probably talking $5 upgrade. You get the 2024 version. Great. Okay. Around the price of a cup of coffee. All right, good stuff, lads. So we are led to believe now that the upgrade, if you already own a 737 in Flight Sim 2020, the upgrade path will be paid for, but it's not going to be expensive. If it's a cup of coffee or even $10, you know what I mean? VR Flight Sim guy, good to see you, man. Hope you're well. Captain York is here. Just bought the Aerostar today. I love it. Yeah, it's awesome. Love it. But yeah, the previously announced PMDG are bringing a fully improved version to the 2024 lineup, proper cabin and all the jazz. So it'd be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing these, because I think for a lot of folks are holding off 24 because of PMDG 737s. They still, that could be just their go-to aircraft. So it'd be interesting to see the numbers when they kind of come over. You know what I mean? Now, Just Flight are flat out. They're flat out because they have tons of stuff happening between, we say, now and Christmas, right? They're just busy. They have teased the upcoming F-28 Professional for Flight Sim 2024. On their 2.2 upgrade for the Fokker F-28, which will land for free for previous owners, Just Flight have been adding all sorts of cool stuff to this aircraft, prioritising making the Flight Sim 2024 native aircraft, allowing it to launch on Marketplace for the first time. They also took the opportunity to improve the 2020 version, adding unique cabin branding for the included liveries. Period authentic touches featuring some of the bold design touches from the 70s and the 80s. They will also include 2024's pre-flight walk-around mode and a new EFB tablet model with a window mount option, and the complete 2.2 changelog will be published very, very soon. But just some of the pictures we're seeing here, I thought these were very impressive. So this is for the F-28, and Just Flight are very soon releasing that for Flight Sim 2024. And I gotta say, Just Flight have done incredible work so far this year. All their aircraft getting updates, and they've all been for free. You know, the Arrows were a free update to get them working in 2024. It's great to see, and the detailing, they're really able to hone in on this stuff now. It's very exciting to see all this coming from Just Flight. But staying with Just Flight, well, they also announced that the Black Square, Baron and Bonanza Professional, well, they're on the way, hoping to release in a matter of weeks. Anyone who knows anything about general aviation flying in Microsoft Flight Sim, well, a handful of names resonate as, very strong up there in terms of the quality, the attention to detail, all that jazz. Black Square are right up there. Their aircraft, the Dukes, right? The pair of Dukes were phenomenal. The TBM, they have some excellent aircraft. And then, they went a very strange direction. And an aircraft I think just isn't being flown an awful lot, the Starship, because it's absolutely, it's magnificent, right? But anyway, This is exciting because the Baron and Bonanza Professional are on the way. And, you know, we got some pictures here we can have a look at. But I was more interested to say, right, both the Bonanza and the Baron, we already had a flavour of what Black Square could do because we saw the steam gauge or the analog overhaul in 2020, right? So then I was saying to myself, Jays, wouldn't it be great if we could clearly see what the differences might be? Because these are now standalone aircraft. They're no longer just like an analog replacement. It's the same model, but it's just the systems. And that was a little bit of, you know, a bit of feedback that Black Square got with their steam gauge overhaul series was, you know, you couldn't open the doors, you couldn't get into the cabin. And the reason being was sure they didn't own the models. They were the Sobos model. This time, this is different. These are Black Square's models, and I got to say, they look incredible, absolutely incredible. The detailing here, I mean, it just looks absolutely savage, right? So there's a lot of information. The product page has now gone live on Just Flight's website. Black Square's Baron and Bonanza bundle. Right, there's a bundle for $55.95. That's 2 aircraft, and they are 2 very different aircraft. One is a twin, one is a single prop. So for $55.95, you are getting 2 study level, and they are study level, in particular when it comes to the systems, right? Black Square's Baron and Bonanza Professional add-on will bring you some of the most technically advanced aircraft simulations available in the sim. Advanced reciprocating engine simulation. There's over 100 possible failures, 12 hot swappable radio configurations, and the most advanced turbocharger, pressurization, and cabin temperature simulation in the business. Black Square's new tablet interface lets you configure all the options, manage payload, control failures, and monitor the engine, electrical schematics, and the environmental stuff as well. The failure system also allows for more persistent wear and tear. Mean time between failures and scheduled failures for nearly every component in the aircraft. Radio navigation systems, we've seen it all before with Black Square, which is like, what? Incredible. The Baron product includes 3 airframes, so you're getting 3 Barons, the normally aspirated B-58 from the mid-2000s, a 1984 B-58TC, and then the 1985 pressurized B-58P. 6 distinctive liveries and 6 paint schemes are also included. The Bonanza product also includes 3 airframes. The A36 in the mid-2000s, the A36TC has the aftermarket turbo normalizing package, and then you have the the A36TP turboprop conversion. So hang on a second, you're getting 6 aircraft in this bundle, technically, because they all fly different. They all have slightly differences between them. Analog Baron Bonanza owners, while the panel of both the Baron Professional and Bonanza might look familiar, almost all other aspects of the aircraft have been rebuilt with Black Square's current technology and high standards. Oh. So, let's talk about the differences, because we have a list of differences. Black Square have put out this to say, what's new since the analog version? And we'll look at the Baron. First and foremost, a completely custom exterior model was created for the Baron Professional. Nice. 3 aircraft in 1. Nice. Custom sound package for the Baron from Boris Audio Works. As there's a difference straight away. They're no longer using the default sounds. Boris Audio has made the sounds of these. They have their own liveries, custom wing flex and ground vibration physics. Improved interior modelling and materials show increased wear. The doors finally open, right? 5 new interior upholstery packages, which I absolutely love. Anything that you can make, anything that you can customize in your airplane to make it feel like it's your airplane, brilliant, lads. Absolutely deadly. Because especially with general aviation, in the commercial airliner stuff, you're hopping in between different aircraft. You like to see the dirt and grime, scuff marks. You know what I mean? That's what you're used to. But they're very much hot seating, cold seating, right? General aviation, you want to make it your own. This is your plane. Potentially your plane, right? So I love this idea. Tablet interface has seen a massive overhaul, which we now have for the Baron. Physics-based engine simulation, also, evolving from the Dukes. Fuel-injected engine, double the number of hot-swappable radio configurations, including all our fancy avionics, the GTNs, and so on and so forth. Instrument needles, stiction and friction. Do you remember we saw this and we're like, does that really work? So what you can actually do, as you can do in the Piston Duke, any of those analog gauges, I mean, you could literally, this could deafen you. You can tap on the glass and you'll see them move. It's fantastic, right? So that's all coming. So these are the updates. And that's just for one of them, right? And look at the pictures here, the class. What about the Bonanza? All right. And not only that, whatever I need to get the exact numbers, but even the manual to learn this, they've gone from say 120 pages to 160 pages. So they are brand new aircraft, right? Same story now when it comes to the Bonanza, with all the additional aircraft included, weather radar included, friggin' tip tanks. Like this, I think, is going to be a smashing add-on. The bundle. 2 aircraft. You might say, Murph, a little bit on the pricey side. It is, but you are getting 2 excellent aircraft with 3 variants of each aircraft. Each variant will fly a little bit different than the other. This is pretty cool, right? So yeah, very much looking forward to this. Boris Audio Works thrown in there for good luck as well. And Nick has already published his roadmap of what's happening, right? Is this his first single engine piston? No. Didn't he do the he did one before, but in the, what was it called? The Canard, that was a piston, wasn't it? Maybe it wasn't. Let me see. Addons, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Abdul is here, good to see you. Yeah. He's also announced the an aircraft I can't wait for. He also announced the Aero Commander. Look at that with a turbine. Look, there's a friggin' turboprop on a Baron. That's nuts looking. The velocity, yeah. Can you imagine the speed of that thing, right? So yeah, I'm very excited for this, and we know that this is on a short final. I'm expecting to see the videos drop from Just Flight with Nick going through all of the systems, giving you an idea. Let's see how Nick's schedule is. It'd be great to have him back on our stream. We can have a chat and look at these aircraft in a little bit more detail. But we also know he's working on other aircraft. We know the Grand Caravan is in there. The Aerostar Commander is in there. There's a few others on that roadmap as well. So very much looking forward to it. Does the Bonanza also have Boris Soundworks? Yes. Well, let's double check it. This is the Bonanza. Custom sound package from Boris as well. Yep. Very same. So it's as I said, the product page is now live on Just Flight. You can buy them individually each for €35.95, but the 2 of them for €55.95. No brainer, lads. Like, no brainer. If you're into your general aviation and you're waiting for your shopping list, or you've been waiting for aircraft, these are the one. Definitely. These will be these just have to find their way into your virtual hangar for sure. You're going to get a lot of fun out of these aircraft. I cannot wait for these aircraft. I like A2A, FS Reborn, when you talk general aviation, A2A, FS Reborn, Just Flight, because their arrows are just superb. Black Square, and Innie with the 46 or the F406, the Innie builds, the Caravan too. That's a cracker of an airplane. So we have a lot of great options, and that's only this kind of category. Then we can go off in other tangents and areas, but yeah. Retriever Neil says 20% discount if you own the analog versions. Where'd you see that, Neil? I wasn't sure of that. But if that's the case, yeah, no brainer, lads. But doesn't it look gorgeous? And these are planes. These are general aviation aircraft. These are the ones you want to be flying. Look at the detail, the colors, the modeling, everything here. I found a bug. Everything here looks gorgeous. Or maybe it's not a bug. It's not a bug. Everything here looks fantastic. I cannot wait for these, lads. General aviation rejoice. Right? It's on the website I showed. Right, hang on, we'll go to that now in a second. Jesus. Look at the amount of pictures here, look. Bloody hell. Oh, look at these, though. That's like looking at a TBM look, right? That's a friggin' Bonanza with a turboprop. That's absolutely nuts. Oh, the detail and the Bijani. Doesn't it look gorgeous? Black panel, yes. The lighting, lads. Look at the state of it. Like, do you know what I mean? Absolutely friggin' Jesus, look at that. There will be many flying. Many flying. Where is this now? Bundle includes both. Yeah, the bundle includes all the content from the Black Square's existing. Oh, good man. Existing Black Square steam gauge overhaul analog and Baron and analog bundle owners who purchase this will also get 20% off. Jesus. What's 20% of that? 15 bucks, 10 bucks. Nothing wrong with that, right? Well, about $12.75 if you want to be exact. But do you know what I mean? Not too bad, right? Fantastic stuff. So anyway, that was the updates from Just Flight and Black Square. Moving on, we have a bit of news here from Pyrig. They've teased Palma de Mallorca for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And he's been flat out, has Pyrig, some cracking airports. But anyway, the first previews hint that their usual obsession with detail, and it looks to be that, of course, of Palma de Mallorca airport, seems to be on the way. It's going to be fun. Nice destination to go flying, and you're dealing with that level of detail. It's just phenomenal. Now, we showed this off last week. This is the Fly and Dive paramotor. Just to acknowledge, Threshold did a little write-up on this as well. Arriving on the 24th of October for $9.99, and the pilot who developed this, 25 years experience using these in the real world of all sorts of different stuff. Something different for the sim, for sure. Something very different for the sim. And bit of fun. So that's going to come out on October 24th. Now, over to X-Plane. New previews of Sky Cancer Labs ATR on the way from for X-Plane 12. The ATR, we're not no stranger to us. X-Plane has been missing an ATR for years. I think Aerosoft were the last ones to do it, or someone before it. Lee Russell, good to see you. So it's good news to see that there is an ATR in development for X-Plane 12. It's coming along. These are actually a developer I don't know much about, so let's see. ATR 72, we know about that. Brand new pictures of Sky Cancer Lab ATR have been shared on their website, and they're taken during the daytime. Worth reminding their very early work in progress screenshots. That's pretty cool though. An ATR has been missing over an X-Plane, no doubt about it. Now, speaking of X-Plane, I saw this trailer the other day and I was like, jeez, right, have a look at this. This is from V-Sky Labs. Now, anyone who watched the stream a week or two ago, these lads made that mad-looking chopper. Remember the weird chopper we were looking at and it looked photoreal? Oh, Jesus. Well, I've since bought that chopper. We'll fly it one of the days to show you. But have a look at this video. This, I thought, was absolutely friggin' mad-looking, right? So, hang on, what's the highest we can dial up to here? Right, we'll do one of these, look. This is X-Plane 12 now. Yeah, the Portal camera is as shaky now as, like, you know, a dog trying to pee in a gale force wind. But what we're looking at here is, apart from the aircraft, which looks great, Mustang, right? Look how good the sim looks. So what? That's absolutely mad looking, lads. The state of it, the freaking details, like the weather and the bokeh effects. Look at the rain reflections on the ground. That time of day, golden hour. I mean, that's very impressive. Look at it. And their default graphics, as in, sorry, that's default scenery. Default, out of the box. So I thought I'd show that to say, Jesus, that looks very, very good. And, you know, if we look at V-Sky Labs, this is the chopper. Where is it now? This one here. I picked up this chopper since. Go away with your music. This is the chopper that I picked up. And doesn't it look terribly real? And the detailing on the chopper, look. Now, I picked it up. I have to learn how to fly it because it's not the easiest thing to fly. It uses like this jet propulsion system at the back. There's no tail. There's no tail rotor. So it uses air, a jet, which is pretty cool. But it's kind of nuts where the visuals are starting to go, lads, isn't it? And I was like, wow, look how good it looks. Very impressive. To anyone, it looks impressive. Yeah, you can find the, yeah, it's a bit dodged there, Murph. But overall, I think it looks fantastic. Now, over to Say Intentions, briefly, I want to show you something I thought was cool. And we kind of touched on this before. Now, there's a couple of things that Say Intentions are doing, updates-wise and all the rest. But this one being the Tour Tuner. We've looked at Taxi Tuner. We've looked at the checklists, right? The Tour Tuner I thought was quite good. So what you can do in this, into your pilot portal, you can ramble in and you can create your own tour, right? And not only that, give it a name, what type it is low altitude or high altitude, where you're departing, where you're arriving. And they ask it, give it an old description. So what's the description of this? All right, so we're going to go flying here, there, and everywhere. But then you have the option to allow some AI to assist you in building this tour. So for example, you can say, right, well, I want 4 waypoints. And what instructions do you want to give to AI? And that could be an example like, well, include rock formations or, cliffs or dragons or historical information, right? This will go off, figure it all out for you, and then it'll come back and build a tour or a tour, right? So what I looked at here, I did very quickly. I said, hang on, how is this going to work? So one of them I did was a tour over in Augusta, right? So what it came back and what it did, I said, right, I want to fly. No, I told AI, I don't want to fly any more than 150 miles. And I want 4 waypoints and give me something interesting to look at. That's what I told the gadget. I said, I want to take off from Augusta Regional and I want to land at Augusta Regional. All right. So what if it did this? I said, okay, well, look, these are your waypoints. So your first one is going to be the Savannah River site. It's a scenic view of the Savannah River. Next, we're going to go up to Lake Thomond. Views of the expansive lake and recreational areas. Then we're going to go up to Currahee Mountain. And then it's over to Tallulah Gorge, spectacular gorge with waterfalls. It built all that into it. You then activate it. And then when you jump inside, say, Intentions, put on your tour guide and say, hey, I want to go on a tour. Yeah, I got just the one for you. Or you can say, give me the TTM tour number 1, please. And off you go. It'll now say, head this direction. And as you're flying along, your tour guide will come along and say, oh, by the way, this is Currahee. That's deadly, right? And this is all part of, say, Intentions, what you can do with the stuff, right? As I've always said, there's a lot more than ATC here. Interesting discussion on our Discord today as well. Saw a couple of posts, just general feedback from, say, Intentions. So we'll have Brian on soon because, but we need to have a chat with Brian soon anyway. But they do their weekly kind of vectors to final updates each and every week or every other week. And it's just, they give you an update on what they're doing and how they're doing things, right? So there was one there last week. I need to find it. Hang on. Let me see. I'll give you the link. It's well worth the watch, lads. Well worth the watch. Now, you probably already saw it, but if you haven't seen it, say Intentions, right? Vectors to final. So this is from the other day. Vectors to final, right? So Brian starts off as he does, and they talk about some stuff, right?
But the soundtrack on it is, every time I hear it, it's just this reminder of how far we've come.
Now we'll have a. Where is this now?
Since the very first day that we were basically available for download.
Just to explain where they're at, right? So the promise is the products will continue to get better and they'll continue to give more value for the money that you pay because it's a subscription service, right? Our product is not perfect. It never will be. AI isn't. But perfection is still their goal. That's what they're trying to do. And yes, sometimes you can have an excellent flight with AI or with, say, Intentions, and the AI behaves. And then the next day you go for a flight and it's like, what? right? That happens. And a challenge that Say Intentions have is they're not getting that feedback. You need to click on the flight, the ID, to say, hey, can you have a look at this one for me? That's what they need to do, right? But some of the stuff they're talking about on this, the core engine, I'll share the video here, lads. That's the easiest thing to do. Go off and have a look at it, because, well, Brian will explain things a lot better than I will. But it's kind of like a State of the Nation address of what they're working on average, what they're doing. 4 to 11 code releases per day, minor bug fixes per day, 4 major bug fixes per day. That's what they're doing, and that's just on average over the last kind of 2 months, right? What Brian is telling me, and we'll dive into this a little bit more when Brian joins us, but he gave me a staggering number. He said, Murph, between 80 and 85% of all our engineering time, all of it, is spent on ATC and traffic injection. And that could be features, that could be streamlining, bug fixing, enhancements, optimizations. And they've also learned you cannot push too much too quick into the system. And the reason being is you make so many updates so quickly, or if you do massive updates, you break things. And we can see this, lads. Number one, we wait ages for it. They release all these bug fixes, and then 5 or 6 more appear out of nowhere. And Say Intentions are seeing this now. So they want a more kind of targeted, structured approach to saying, all right, we're going to slow down the pace of constantly changing things, and let's maybe iron it out for a few days. And they have their models in there in terms of like partners and members, different branches of who gets to see what when they're working on it. Do you know what I mean? Is the only flip side to the coin that with ATC it needs to be perfect. Kinda. I mean, as ATC, I suppose here's a way of looking at it, lads, right? The product from Say Intentions, it isn't there to replace real world ATC. They're not there to replace it. Think about it in terms of, right, here's a tool that if I can start, or at least I can, venture into the world of air traffic control, the ability to be able to talk, listen, follow instructions, communicate, right? Aviate, communicate. If you're able to do all of that, Say Intentions, they have a solid product there, because yes, from an entry level to kind of, they'll help you. And if you get things wrong, the consequence, well, they're not going to shout at you. They're not going to give out to you. They're not going to boot you off VATSIM. That kind of stuff. So where they're at with there, it's very, very good. Now, when we look at their core ATC, as in that's the communication and following instructions, flight plans, diversions, all the sort of jazz, that has changed a little bit in the last couple of months, because they now have traffic injection, this AI living world. I suppose when Brian was looking at this, he says, yeah, folks might enjoy that for a couple of hours a day and off they go. Folks are using it all day, every day. You know what I mean? So where you have a product like this, and there's another, beyond ATC are there as well, right? But what Say Intentions do is beyond just the ATC element. And where I think is, listen, definitely as a training aid, as a support tool to help you on your journey. And not everyone wants to go on to VATSIM and follow the procedures by the book. They want that bit of flexibility to say, listen, yeah, I got that wrong. Don't worry. So it depends on the pilot. It depends on what experience they want to have, if that makes sense. For me, I would say, Jesus, wouldn't it be amazing if AI ATC does a better job than human ATC, and I don't need to worry about things like VATSIM or otherwise? That, in theory, that's where this thing could eventually get to, but that's not their goal. That's just not their goal. Their goal is, how can this assist? How can this help? Brian told me a cracking story ages ago when we were first talking, because I was saying, how did you get into this? And he was telling me the story that, him and his dad, they're always into aviation. But always a little bit nervous, the mic fright, and he developed this thing to say, well, then we can simulate a little bit of ATC to make it feel more realistic. That was the bones of this. That's woof. All right, let's do that. So it's interesting to see, and if you look at Say Intentions, even in the last 12 months, And this is where some people will say, Jesus, like, there are so many features now added to it. Pocket Sky, traffic injection, SkyOps, Skynet on the way, like loads and loads and loads. People are worried that, well, you know, your core, are you leaving the core sit and you're going, instead of going, you know, up and down, you're not going that way, meaning that it's vast, but it's not deep. And that was a comment that was on our Discord earlier on. Very interesting discussion. When, say, Intentions are saying 80 to 85% of their engineering time is spent specifically on the ATC and traffic injection, that's a very high number. That's only leaving, you know, a handful of other percentage in terms of research and development and new features. You know what I mean? So new features is not their core. New features, they see the opportunities of what people are trying to do, like the scratch pad. A simple scratch pad to work with Pocket Sky. So yeah, the Pocket Sky, the idea being is, I need to get away from my sim, but I need a solution. Okay, well, the core is running. We'll put the communication on your phone. You go in and sit in the living room, or you can go out for a couple of hours, right? And then he said, well, hang on, if people are on their phones now, well, wouldn't it be handy if they could write down the information that they're listening to? I mean, I've created a digital product for you to print off and write on. No, do it on the tablet. Brilliant. So that's where they see these opportunities. So anyway, have a look at this video. It's there in the chat. It's well worth it. And we'll hopefully have Brian on in a week or two chatting about some of the other things on the way. Because as I said, with the tour guide stuff and the flight that it does, it'll export it into, you have two ways of downloading it, right? You can download it as a GFP or a PLN, which means now you can pop this into your sim, you can pop it into a little nav map, you can pop it into Navigraph, and then import it into the sim directly itself. And then you connect your tour that you've just created. Like, let's do one here for the crack. We'll call it, live stream tour. Someone give me a departure and arrival and keep them very close. Or there could be the same departure and arrival airport. And let's just see, can the system go and find interesting landmarks, right? So think about it now. This is going to be for general aviation. Can we go somewhere and ask the system, you know, we want a handful of waypoints and give us some important things. Fact. Brilliant. These are geniuses, right? So we want to take off from fact and land at fact. Describe your tour. A new FireFly Air Hub to explore the local region. Okay, instructions to AI. Give us 5 waypoints. I want to keep the distance under 200 nautical miles. I want to see historic sites, landmarks, scenery, mountains, and anything else you think would be important for this region. Right, go off and do it. Goosh. Creating. Let's see what happens. Eamon says, that's all fair enough, but Say Intentions promised price reductions, not price increases. Yeah, that's their aim. Their aim is to lower the prices. But the whole world of AI, it's getting more expensive. Prices are going up. How do you figure that? New technology, usually kind of 6, 12, 18 months down the road, starts kind of tapering off a little bit. AI computing services, the prices are going up. Online servers are going up. Look at Game Pass. These things are all going up. And we're saying to ourselves, why are the shagging prices going up? There's never been as many users of this stuff. It's the price. It's the price. Right, so now fine tune it. Don't add the start around airports as waypoints. They're added automatically. Grand. Okay, so we're happy enough with that. So where's this live stream tour? Let's go in and have a look at the waypoints and let's see what this created. So Table Mountain, an iconic flat top mountain. Signal Hill, prominent hill. Robbins Island, historic island known for the prison where Nelson Mandela was held. Hout Bay, picturesque bay surrounded by mountain stunning views. And Cape Point, scenic headland. You get the idea. This created based on what I asked it to do. It's under 200 miles, and we can edit this ourselves. We can go, you can put in your own, remove what they did. It's an awesome tool if you wanted to create kind of, if you wanted to go exploring in a region, you've never been there before. Let's say, I'm going on my holidays to, France next year. where am I going to be? Well, I'm going to be in this region. Isn't this an awesome tool to be able to go off and do that? You know? Energizer says, I won't be surprised if beyond ATC prices will also come up a bit. Yeah, I think they will. I think they will. Unless something massively changes in the AI world, like say Intentions when it first came out, they have reduced their price when based on where they first came out. They came out at this level, then they dropped them. They're starting to go back that direction because that's the cost of it. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, excessively salty. That's actually very accurate. The premium voices will probably go up with beyond ATC. They keep the basic voice on the PC. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what Say Intentions are doing. Like there are so many voices now, and yet you could say I hear the same voices over and over again. That's where you need to report them, lads. What is the story? I'm hearing the same voices. Grand. Let us have a look. Oh yeah, let's try this. You know what I mean? But I love what they're doing in terms of something like this. I kid you not, because I looked into this before. Remember like Bush Talk Radio? There was ways in which you can create your own kind of bus trips and tours and all this kind of stuff. They were paid add-ons. You had to buy the product outright. Same with like SkyOps. Was there even anything there that SkyOps that would inject scenery? These weren't options before. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's very, very good from that regard. So that's the tour stuff. The other stuff, just to give it a mention, the Virtual Airline Alliance program. We're noted here, yes, FireFly Air. We're on the Virtual Airline Alliance. And what that basically means, lads, anyone who uses, say, Intentions, FireFly Air is there. We'll have our own frequency. I wanted to talk to you briefly on the features, because I think this could be cool, right? This could be cool. What we can do, and there's also 10% off for members. VA members will get 10% off, say, Intentions Premium forever. Right, but that's beyond it. The integration, custom call signs, so no longer this FFA and they're calling you, son something. Dedicated dispatcher. So we can actually, we can train the dispatcher to have certain information of who's flying today, how many routes are there today, who's in what aircraft today, right? Custom cabin crew. So we can say, yeah, these are the traits of these cabin crew. Enhanced co-pilot, so we can actually give information, provide more information specific to the co-pilot. Hello, young fella. Give information to the co-pilot to say, listen, you're in an A320. However, the FireFly Air way of doing things, we want this added to a checklist. We can do all these things now. Same with SkyOps integration. SkyOps, you can say, Johnny gives a mission, right? The prompt customization, we can tweak that ourselves. Chalks, yeah, leave that with me. I'll get that out to you. I'll do a post up on Discord for that. Anyway, a lot of this stuff is set up as default, but we have a ton of stuff. I'll share this if anyone's interested to see what we can do. This gives you a list of what is possible using this sort of API. Which is pretty cool. The co-pilot behavior and knowledge can be supplemented as well. You can add any context, knowledge, info to the co-pilot's AI brain. So the co-pilot understands the route, the airline rules and regulations. When it comes to the custom cabin crew, we can also put in things like,
Did we land or were we shot down?
Right. We can build all of these packs, and if you're using, say, Intentions, it connects all of these to you. In addition, if you only want to fly and use ATC on VATSIM, well, you can do that. You can still turn on, say, Intentions and just utilize the cabin crew, or you can use the co-pilot or the tour guide and still function on VATSIM. You know what I mean? So, there's ways around it. But anyway, anyone who has an idea in terms of what we can do here to enhance our experience using, say, Intentions when it comes to FireFly Air, let us know. The link is in the chat. There is a bit of kind of API jiggery pokery, someone that has a brain much better than mine, and there's certain nodes and stuff you can do. Now, say Intentions say it's actually fairly straightforward, which I imagine it is. That's how the API link work. But I might as well now be looking into a field of titles and get the same response. Do you know? So, yeah, have a look at it if you're interested. I think it'd be pretty cool if we can add stuff to this. For example, our dispatcher frequency. we can ask the dispatcher questions like, and as long as you're providing the answer context. So we can have custom questions to even the dispatcher. We could say, you know, if you're on the ground in Dublin and you're saying, oh, Jez, I need to do a flight here to Manchester. Well, you can ask the dispatcher, hey, what's the price of fuel in Manchester? You can see how we can start linking this in, right? It's fantastic, lads. To see something like this, it's fantastic. What else? Dispatcher, flight identification, the flight number, call sign, route data. What's our assigned route for today, right? Fuel planning, gate and ground contacts, you know, who's on the ramp, weather and NOTAMs, aircraft status, passenger load, head counts, any VIPs on board. We can customize all of these things, and we can also random generate them as well. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. So anyway, as I said, we'll have Brian on from Say Intentions soon. We'll have a chat about things because it's whatever about the product. If you have insight, my job is to make sure that you have the information for you to go forward and make then a decision. That's my job in all of this. So if I can make sure that you guys are properly informed, you know the entire story, right? Well, then I'm happy. Yeah, well, sure, I've that's everything I know, right? That's the objective here. So looking forward to having Brian on soon. Just before we go and start looking at the add-ons for tonight, we have opened our newest hub, and it is that in Cape Town in South Africa. And Kieran is flat out busy doing all new company routes, and there's some changes and all this sort of stuff. On Friday, we're going to be departing Cape Town as we head out on our first hub flight. We're going to be in the DC-6. That's on Friday night. But what you'll see, again, if you haven't seen this before, in our pilot's portal over on FS Hub, you can put in the hub, the airport where we're going from, right? And it'll find you company routes that generates XP. And there's all, I say this for ages, but like all of this stuff, this is eventually going to take off because you've air economy and there's other things in the background as well. So whilst South Africa is not fully up and running yet, you can still get an idea, and you can go into the duty schedule to see the sort of flights in which we can get here as well. This will all be activated in the coming days. All right. So great news. Thank you all so very much for flying with FireFly Air, because the volume of flights, lads, it's absolutely unbelievable. We're just shy of 200,000 flights. 200,000 flights. That's absolutely madness. It's madness. Tazzy, good day to you. Jack, welcome in. So it's staggering to think. I mean, we've started this 3 years ago. It's absolutely incredible, and there's more and more coming to it, with more features coming to it, and with feedback that we're looking at as well. It's not just for the airliners. We want to be building more and more into the general aviation side, and that's where On Air comes in as well, because with On Air, there's now ways to link everything back through all of these things. So you'll have an option with Say Intentions, you'll have an option with On Air, and you'll have options using the base core sim with no other add-ons. So that's what we're looking to do, right? So Cape Town is the newest hub. There'll be a list of all new hubs coming out soon. Cape Town itself, it is the second busiest airport in South Africa, the fourth busiest in Africa itself. It's about 20 kilometers away from Cape Town, the city, and it opened in 1954. And it sees a good shot of traffic. Where is this now? Infrastructure and development in preparation for the 2010 FIFA World Cup, the friggin' Vuvuzelas. That's when the airport saw a massive overhaul. And 35 routes facilitated by 24 airlines operating 228 flights per week. And there's some pretty cool airlines in there that operate. Passenger traffic, let me see, down the road here, 2025, 2.9 million. And if you look at this, kind of in the last kind of 5 years or so, there's increases like air travel is becoming more and more and more and more popular now, right? So it's pretty cool. So that's what we're doing now in a little bit. Now, in our last bit then, this was just released this evening. We're going to have a quick look at it. It is that of Frankfurt Han. Now, which is interesting here, it's either, is it Frankfurt Han or is it Hahn? What's interesting here, it's Hahn, right? H-A-H-N, or Hahn. Hahn Airport. The reason why you have Frankfurt thrown in there, well, Ryanair operated this as their second hub. And they said, well, we're going to call it Frankfurt Han. right? And they did, and they got away with it. And then Lufthansa came along and said, "What are you doing?" Hahn. Thank you, clipped out. Hahn. Anyway, Lufthansa came along and said, "Jeez, you can't be doing..." Well, they didn't. They said, "You can't be doing that." And they got a court order, and Ryanair said, "No, you're grand. You can call it Frankfurt Han." Now, what's funny about this, Frankfurt Han, it's 120 kilometers away from Frankfurt, right? 120, so it's not in Frankfurt at all, but they got away with it. Anyway, the airport it went under new management, I think, back down in 23 or 2022 or 2023. It's under new management, and they have renamed the airport to Hahn Airport. But we still know it as Frankfurt Han because, well, Ryanair, a great bunch of lads. So it's available right now. At the moment, you can pick it up on flightsim.to. SimMarket have it. Aerosoft have it. More stores will have it very, very soon. It's priced in and around $20. We're going to be checking this one out now in a few moments. But we're going to start off with this machine, friends. This machine. And this is the PC-6 Porter from Flight Sim Games. I know nothing of Flight Sim Games. I just said it looked nice. So we'll start off at the beginning. Visually, right, this aircraft is available over on simmarket.com. It's priced at about $20, right? $25. And, well, what are we going to get for this sort of investment? Right? Han was, yeah, it has military history as well. So the airport, I think, was built some stage in the 50s, was it? No, 1993 is when it opened. But we'll go into more information about the airport because we're going to be checking out the airport in a bit more detail. But yeah, it was a huge US base, massive US base. But anyway, with this aircraft, for $20, visually it's stunning. Now it is a Flight Sim 2024 aircraft, right? And as I said, you can pick it up over on simmarket.com. Analog avionics. So in terms of the selling point, experience flying with fully functional analog gauges, and you can pop in your GTN 750. High fidelity flight model, tested by real world pilots, authentic cockpit and cabin, multiple variants and liveries included. Now there are multiple variants. There are multiple liveries, including that of amphibious, Tundra tires, and all this. How long until Shannon is called Dublin? Yeah, Dublin West. Wait to see Eamon. Yeah. So I was saying, yeah, this thing now, this could be the right machine. Visually, I'm very impressed. I think it looks beautiful. The model work is done very, very well. The rivets, the overall texturing, I just think it's a nice looking machine. They've done a very nice job here on the visuals. Nothing to complain about. But in terms of features like static objects and, you know, a walk around mode, remove before flight, I haven't seen anything there. Right, there's nothing there for that from what I can see, and unless I'm doing something wrong. It also doesn't have a manual, and I even checked their website. I can't find a manual for this thing. All right, so you know, when you're looking at an aircraft saying real pilots flew it, it's accurate, it's realistic, well, sure, you need to teach us then how to fly it. You know, I think if developers are going the road of saying we've spent a lot of time developing this aircraft to match the real world machine. We've never seen the real world machine. Why are my alerts muted? Jesus. There's a button there now. Iceman, thank you very much indeed for the follow. Clyde, thank you for the follow. I don't know why my alerts are broke. I'll reset them there. Let's see what happens.
Oh, Jesus.
Right. But anyway, it is a beautiful looking airplane. And it's their first release. It's $20. So I'm not too concerned yet. Not yet. All right. Just lovely details. And again, as I said, it's the scale. It's a huge airplane. And the doors open, which is nice. And, you know, what you get on the outside, very, very similar on the inside. So let's jump inside into the aircraft cabin, right? Into the cockpit. And we have the sticker look. See up here in the dash? And that's where we can change our avionics over. Nice little touch. Nice little touch. So looking at the Porter, it's as beautiful on the inside as it is on the outside. This thing was not built for looks. They were like, nah, sure, listen, it's no show pony, but it'll do for now. It'll gallop around the paddock. You know what I mean? But anyway, you can see from the detailing inside, it's actually quite nice. There's nice details. Again, there's nice textures, the chairs, all that sort of stuff, and the door moves as well. Nice. No frills, no thrills. It's like Ryanair. Now, let's ramble up. Looking at the components of the aircraft, well, all our circuit breakers, they're all modelled. And there's good sounds here. Different sounds. Nice touch. The rudder pedals, park and brake, decent sounds, right? Circuit breakers over the far side. Nice. We have these sun shades or sun blinds up on the top. No sounds to them, but you know they're animated. They look nice. Open the window. Close the window. And if you open the door, well, your pilot automatically gets out. I hate when developers do that. Don't let that happen. You need to, like, stop that from happening. I don't want to be automatically put aside the aircraft. If I want to get out, give me a second click button down there. You know what I mean? So let's go exploring here. So we have our engine controls. Do not reverse in flight. There's a click spot there. There shouldn't be, but it's hitting the brakes. Do not reverse in flight. So prop, power, and then mixture. So we'll have to be careful with all of this stuff here. So let's put some power into this machine. It's been a while since I flew one of these. Battery. Nice sounds coming in. Why can't I mute you? Fished. Let's go in and do the annunciator test. Okay. What else do we have here now? So Pilot has really put them in hard to reach places. Strobes, position lights, nav lights, that's all grand. Instrument lights and cabin lights. Auxiliary fuel pump. We have some soundage. So prop, full, throttle, take it out of reverse. Fuel shut-off valve stays off, or the fuel condition lever stays off, right? And to start the machine, we have an igniter and a starter. And we have to behave as if this was a PT6, so you've got to be careful for a hot start. So we're going to increase on the starter, RPM is rising. We're going to go up to about 20%. We'll introduce some fuel, then we shall watch things come to life. Fuel on. Turn on the fuel, Murphy. Good start. Avionics. You're probably saying the sounds. We'll get to those in a moment. Okay. Systems are up and running. All looking good there. All looking good here. Autopilot, all looking good here. Beautiful steam gauges, I have to say. I'm really impressed with the steam gauges. For an aircraft that's not very pretty, they've nailed these, right? So, the sounds. If we open the window, there's no change. If we open the sliding door, there's no change. I would like to, you know, just to have that little bit of a difference, right? But anyway, we shan't worry. Bit of power. About 80%. Not sounding too bad, right? Let's go outside. A little bit quiet outside, but again, not terrible, right? So we'll try the beta. So we have custom sounds, right? The problem with the sounds are the following. Okay, whatever about having the external sound, internal sound, there seems to be a bit of a glitch. If I were to apply power heavily or quickly, do you hear that? Just listen, right? Wait till we get airborne. But it's like the sounds are either repeating or they're kind of missing out a little bit, right? Levitating Grav, good to see you, buddy. 7 months, man. Thank you very much indeed. What a ledge. Thank you very much. The lights, so we're going to go ahead and lower the lights and turn them on. Landing lights on. And see if them drop down out of the wings there, right? So off the brake. Small bit of power. And again, everything looks really nice up here. See this control panel thing? I'm lost on what this does. There's nothing, the sounds are mono, yeah. There's no manual, so I don't know what these actually do. I don't know what to do, so I need to figure that one out. Is it a reminder board? I mean, is that what it is? So you said, right, pumps, flaps, pump, engage is grand, control. Is that what it is, Voyaging? I'm not quite sure. It is. It's a reminder board. Okay. Here's me thinking, right, my flaps are done, yeah, trims, grand, flaps, yeah. So different phases of flight. So that's all it is, a reminder board. Think of it as your checklist. Right, fair enough. So we'll maneuver out here. And then some of the alerts inside, wait, you hear, this will, like, if you have a cat or a dog. All right, hello? You know, Jay Casey, good to see you, Jay. Hope you're well, buddy. Now, I will say it looks, the modelling, I think, visually, it's a cracker, right? It's a cracker, this is. It looks really, really nice. So we're just going to taxi out here. And then how it flies. Because I think this, to me, I think they've nailed it. I really think they've nailed this. So we'll try to navigate our way around Hahn Airport. Watch Ryan find it in Papua New Guinea. It'll explain the board. Sweet. Okay. Sweet. Now, the good thing with this machine is, look at the beautiful lights we have here in the for the runway, look. I need to exclude this from the taxiway Americans. But anyway, we'll take off here because I just want to show you what it's capable of. It's a cool machine, right? Right, easy now. Are we ready? Right, applying a bit of power. Flaps. Now the PC-6 will get airborne at 40 knots. There's 40. Oopsie daisy. Right? Like it's a proper STOL airplane. So flying nicely. Sounds are a little bit low on the outside. But it definitely looks pretty. Right, bit of trim now. Calm it all down. Easy. And it's easy to trim as well, right? Yeah, no internal wind sounds. Just plenty of ground. There's like rattling sounds. But the surface sounds are either mute or very, very low. I can't really hear them. Now, if we were to adjust the pitch, not bad. In terms of nighttime lighting with the aircraft, them lights are mad, or the sound is mad. There's our internal lighting. It's basic, but it's nice, right? That's shocking loud. But it works. Circuit breakers. Let's see, don't hit the ground. Nav 1, 530. 750. Yeah. So the circuit breakers are working and they are aligned correctly. Exterior lights. They're pretty nice, aren't they? But yeah, it's some of the sounds need a bit of work. But what do you think of it, lads? For 20 bucks? It does feel nice. A beta dive? Yeah, we'll show you that now. We'll climb a bit of altitude. We'll slew it, get up the hill here fairly lively. Right, so let's have a look at this. Flaps. Power back. And here's your beta dive. Our speed is down to almost 80 knots. It's still dropping. So the beta dive works really well. I mean, look at the angle of attack. Like, we're straight down, right? 80 knots. Flaps in. And let the aircraft recover. It's very, very nice. So I was pleasantly surprised. I'd like to see just a couple of fixes, mainly with the sounds, but I think it's a beautiful looking machine. The detailing is absolutely stunning. But I'll give it this. This thing flies so well. It flies so well. Like, you cannot go nuts with this airplane. Even this, like, this is taken out of its comfort zone completely. And its stall capability, right? Kill the power. Hold up the nose. Now we're over 20 degrees. There's the stall warn. What we got above it? Interesting. Easy, easy. Now, I think that the Porter was designed to be very stable. It wasn't supposed to drop a wing, unless I'm very mistaken. But she wasn't supposed to drop a wing with a stall. Easy, easy. It's a beautiful airplane, it really is. I always think it's cool when all the phone camera point to the sky. What do you think of it though? For an aircraft I knew, from a developer I knew very little about, and their first release into Microsoft Flight Sim, very impressive. So as I said, I mean, you can load this up with Tundra tires, and look at the decel here, look, just with the flaps, look. Oh Jesus, I'm not just stalling it. We need to learn it, right? But you get the idea, even the beta now, right? Not a bother in the world to it. Hear the sound glitch. So I think it needs a bit of work at the sounds. And there is like this rotating orb thingy. I have no idea what it is. It's just like a 3D graphical glitch that happens. Jesus, that happens every so often. Ah, I'm about to hit the tree, you big ape. But as far as aircraft go, for their first aircraft at that pricing point, lads, this is very good. This is very, very good. Is it better? Is it better than the current Asoba version? Yeah.
I haven't a clue what you're doing.
It is, and the reason why I'm saying that though, it's because it handles differently. They've nailed the flight modeling, I think. It'll bite you if you treat it wrong, but it's very satisfying when you hold it right at the level. In particular, when it comes to that beta dive, man, that's just a great feeling because you're, flaps out, have it just sitting above beta, and it's brilliant. It's very, very nice. You know what I mean? So that is the aircraft. Hope you enjoy it, lads. I'm pleasantly surprised and impressed by it. A couple of small little things just to kind of work on in terms of the sounds and whatnot. And I'd like to see features like the static objects outside, wheel chocks maybe, you know, tie downs. It'd be nice to, because I don't think you can, it would be nice to get in and, you know, lift the engine here. I would just, like, you can't do any of that. It'd be pretty cool if you could. Like, there's no tie downs, or they just haven't included any of that, you know. But what it does quite well. How does it compare to the Blackbird version? There's more features on Blackbirds, but I think this flies nicer, or more nice, if that makes sense. Plus, this is native now in 24. She's a native 2024 airplane. So yeah, for 20 bucks, can't go too wrong, can we? So while we're here, Captain Gaiman, good to see you, buddy. While we're here, we're going to check out the airport, right? Han. So, Simulations, Frankfurt Han. And as I said, 1993 is when it was built. It was a huge US Air Force base. And that's when we're looking around, you know, you have the remnants of all the hangars, look. You can see them here. I mean, it was a Cold War base, you know, but does nice realistic. Yeah, no, the handling, Captain Gaiman, yeah, yeah, it is really good, you know, really good. But this is the scenery that we're looking at here now from Simulations, right? The airport, 10 kilometers from the town of Kirchberg, and it's about 120 kilometers away from Frankfurt, right? But you can see the remnants of the US Air Force when they were here. The Cold War, at a time in which an invasion of West Germany was a possibility, the airbase was a frontline airbase home to the US Air Force 50th Tactical Fighter Wing, now the 50th Space Wing, in various designations as part of the US Air Force in Europe, right? The squadrons at the base were inactivated. The 496 Tactical Fighter Squadron was inactivated back in 1991. Alright. What do we have in terms of the stuff? So it enhances the Microsoft Flight Sim scenery with a detailed recreation of this notable cargo hub. It's very much a cargo hub. And yes, Ryanair, well, they're here in force because they do have a maintenance department here, and they also use it as a hub. And Simulations have put that detail in nicely, right? Eamon, thank you very much indeed. 51 months, buddy. Cheers. The scenery features high-quality modelling, realistic textures, including the control tower, terminal interiors, cargo facilities, and users can expect accurate ground layouts, sloped terrain, and integrated navigation systems for an immersive flying experience. The package includes handcrafted terrain elevation, updated satellite imagery, and also custom night lighting for a comprehensive aviation environment. Ooh. It's a huge facility, right? And what's pretty cool is it's because you can see the remnants of the US Air Force stuff here with all the hangars. There's no details in it. They're all boarded up, shut down, closed, good luck. But in terms of the cargo elements and the logistics, it's pretty cool. You've trucks all over the shop, look. They're everywhere, right? Which is great to see. And there's loads of little detailing here in the surrounding area as well. And there's tons of ground clutter, like. Pretty cool looking, isn't it? But what airport would be complete without the passenger side of the house? So we'll go down to where the passengers are. So that'll light up very nice, or very nicely at night time. All the gate numbers, look, they're all neon signs. And you can go in and explore the interior as well. There's people. That's like a check-in area. Some signage. Security area. Oh, that's what it is. It's purely the security side. It's basic. But like, it does the job. Folks waiting at the gate. Signs. A shop. The Owl Coffee Dock. That's it. Hear the folks complaining about no jetways. Right? And as we move between airside and landside, I mean, just probably enough there, right? I will say the performance is good though. Performance is very good. Got the hotel there behind it. We'll have a look in the landside here now in a moment, but I do want to ramble over to the tower. This is nicely done. Great, great viewpoint, isn't it? Now it's a first release and it's like version 1, so if there's any updates or any bugs, I'm sure Simulations will be on it. Where's Jemima? She had the day off. Jemima had the day off. But yeah, like if there is that missing, like in the terminal, if there's stuff missing, like LOD, you can kind of see where the LOD is at. But overall, it's nice. It's brand new. Like this is just released. Just released. Car parking. They're using default assets for the cars and whatever else. Got all the buses here. More hangars. Maintenance hangars. Interesting. Name the plane that's missing the nose. And engines for that matter. And then you've pretty much kind of where the barracks used to be, I suppose. It's a huge friggin' site. Now, that's what the barracks was, look. And of course, it being an American base, well, you're going to see the remnants of, like, you know, sports and stuff. It's huge, isn't it? Yeah, this is where Ryanair takes you when they say they're going to fly you to Frankfurt. 100%. So let's get up and have... Come on, menu, you can do it. Let's have a look at the night lighting, will we? Ooh. Every time I try and do rain at these, it just never works. That could work. We could be lucky here with some rain. The lighting is superb. Look at that. So let's get back over to the terminal now, because it is raining, and we'll hopefully get the beautiful ground textures in the wet. I'm hopeful. Yeah, we got it. Look at that. Pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. That's pretty nice, isn't it? It's Germany, they should do rain well. I like the reflections there. That's pretty class looking, isn't it? Look at that. Love it. On the cargo side. Man, it's really coming down right now. Do we have lighting down at Ryanair? I doubt Ryanair would spend money on lights, but sure, listen. Probably not. But the textures and all that at night, at night with the lighting in the rain, it's very nice, isn't it? That's like on the far side. Yeah, it's decent enough, isn't it? There's a McDonald's. Oh, you divil you. There's lovely attention to detail. Turn off the rain, you need to pee. Yeah. Oh, that's class looking. Look at the car park, look. The multi-story car park. It's Pretty cool, isn't it? Is the gate lit up inside? Is the gate lit up inside? As in the terminal, like? Yeah. It surely is. They're having a domestic. So there we have it. Frankfurt Han Airport, or, you know, just Han Airport from Simulations, a brand new release into the sim. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Pretty cool. Where's Frank Drebin when you need him, right? So massive shout out to Simulations for, you know, let me show this one off. It's pretty cool looking and very, very nice indeed. Now, moving on, friends, moving on. Because, let me see here now, we have buttons to press and things to look at. So next up, let us have a look here. We're going to go all A340 because there's two things I want to show you. Now, what's this air? Is it V O or B, is it? V or O B? No. Balls. VOBL, Murph. VOBL. VOBL. There we go. Wait till you see the state of this now. Wait till you see the state of this. We should load in somewhere. Hang on now. There's all gates. Let the scenery load. Ramps. We have cargo somewhere. Cargo ramp large. I don't know, will we squeeze an A340 in there? Here will do nicely. Right. So this one now is the Thai models or Thai models, right? And it's that of Kempegowda Airport. It's in Bengaluru. It's India's third largest airport, handling over 41 million passengers a year. It opened in 2008 and it features 2 runways with 2 terminals. Terminal 2 inaugurated in 2022 and eco-friendly and now serves serves all international flights. The airport is largely solar powered, well connected by road and will soon be linked by metro and suburban rail. It's also gained recognitions for its accessibility, right? This is the one we were looking at the other day. It's just, my mind was blown when I saw it. Now, there's 2 things we're doing here, right? Get into my plane. And, jeez, look at the weather coming in. So first and foremost, lads, this aircraft will be made available, this aircraft livery will be made available very, very soon. Our good buddy Palo buddy Cornwolf has been hard at work getting our Alpha livery onto the A340. Now, it's not finished just yet. A couple of tweaks to be made here and there, but I did want to show it off sitting on the Inibill's A340 because I think it looks absolutely savage, right? It looks absolutely gorgeous. So it's not fully ready yet. It looks the part. 1 or 2 little areas I think he wasn't happy with, he wants to work on. But this will be going up on the website soon enough. So anyone who wants to fly in the FireFly Air A340, well, you're going to have that option very, very soon. I'm going to be using this aircraft tomorrow night as we fly out of Boston, and we'll see how it behaves. But yeah, that livery, I mean, Gibbo designed this livery, the Alpha design, and do you know what? It looks good on everything it's on. It just does. You're right. It's a cracker. So that's the livery that Cornwolf did. But while we're here, I want to show you this airport because we talk about, you know, scale and size and things and all the rest, right? We'll get out of into that kind of weather here just to show it off. Double ender livery, right? So this airport, when I saw it, I was like, holy crap, man, this is insane detail. And Inibill's, you can buy this through Inibill's, through their store, and everything's modeled, interiors, exteriors, all the details. People were saying about the ground textures, right? And I gotta say, I really haven't found issues, considering this is a road that your aircraft won't be on. But when you look at like the ground textures where the aircraft are going to be parked, I mean, they look fine, right? So if there was any worries, people saying, Jesus, are they actually any good? You know, they're fine. They're absolutely fine, right? But you can get in to the terminal and go exploring because This is absolutely stunning, the level of detail gone into this thing. I mean, look at that. Look at the detail here, look. Right? Like, this thing is nuts. I'm going to show it at night time now, here now in a minute. Anyway, we continue on. Loads of detailing inside and outside, right? Then you go into this kind of in-between area, in between the terminal buildings, look. Look at the detail here, lads. All solar panels all over the shop. I don't know what's in there. That's a big empty open space. But you come on into this side, look. Or maybe that's the big empty open space. Come into here, look. I mean, look at the state. Frames are actually very good, Scott, because it's using quite an aggressive LOD, so you do get a little bit of pop in, but not an awful lot. Not enough that'll make you go, ah, Jesus. Like, it's you know, if you're maneuvering around, it looks quite convincing. You know what I mean? But this is inside, look. It is absolutely stunning. Look at that, look. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous work here. Like, these guys are on another level when it comes to like, this is all a terminal look, right? And there's people moping around and shops and all the jazz, and they even have dolphins, you know. I mean, only that you lot ruined my childhood and said dolphins are actually kind of dangerous. They're lovely dolphins, right? Look at the marble floor, look. Look at the marble floor, look. Jesus. Imagine skidding on that in the wet, you'd burst yourself. But anyway, more garden stuff here. Like, isn't this quite beautiful? For an airport in India, no grass textures there, but like, do we really worry? Isn't it unbelievable? The scale, like, it's massive, absolutely massive. And, you know, you go exploring. Look at this crack. Isn't that, Jason, you're one, the pace? Isn't it mad, isn't it? And there's loads of stuff going on here, look. There's a Theo's. Spiced paneer sandwich. Jesus, that looks alright. Tandoori chicken. You know what I'm saying? A waterfall down here, look. In by the security check. I mean, this is how you do an airport. This is how the world should be treating us when we have to go through airport security. I friggin' hate airports, but if they all look this nice, well, could you imagine how busy it'd be, though? You know? Look at that, there's lights on the thing, look. They're moving. That's ridiculous, isn't it? There's laser lighting on the friggin' light, look. That's nuts. What else do we have? Oh, it's all different shops and things. And right, go back over here. So let's get an idea of the airport itself. Look, it's huge. Look at the scale of it. It's the smoking area. Jesus, then I've seen smoking areas in airports, and then this must be. There's an elephant. Look at the fancy friggin' smoking area they have. Jesus. Bengaluru, it's called. It's from Thai Models. And it is absolutely stunning. So let's get down more. That's only one of the terminals, right? And we get down here. All the roads link up. Right? Look at the detail in here, look. You can probably say it's overkill, but that's what these guys are. Wait now, is there a Skoda? No. It won't get full marks, but it won't be far off full marks, you know. Look at the details over here then by the other terminal. It's very good, lads, isn't it? All the taxis. Like, just the detailing. It's like, holy crap. The detailing here. It's like, it's otherworldly to go exploring. Rave, oh, 100%, dude. 100% we'll be checking those out. You'll be exhausted from the coverage we'll have over them aircraft. Jesus. And the interior is done in here as well, look. Isn't it absolutely mad? We'll change it to nighttime now in a second, but I just wanted to get kind of just a rundown of the whole facility because it's a huge airport. It's a massive facility. Even the details down at the fire station. Air India SATS Maintenance Centre. All the cargo guys. Menzies are down here as well, look. DHL, FedEx. That's a 757. Cool. And then we got more. Must be maintenance down here. That's Menzies Aviation, and here's Indigo. Engineering and maintenance. Isn't it absolutely massive, isn't it? So let's change the time of day here. Let's get an idea of how she looks at the night time. Oh man, Jesus, look at this. Look at the state of this. That's incredible looking. Do you know, if FedEx and UPS joined up, they'd be called Fed Up. Brilliant. Look at this, lads. This is friggin' nuts. Like the little details. Even look at the little radar above the fire station, look. So we're going to the tower. Oh, look at the lighting here, look. Jesus. Here's a control tower. Not too bad. Man alive. Look at the state of the place. Look at that lighting. Isn't that absolutely incredible? Look. Fly with Craig. Good to see you, bud. Welcome in, man. We're here checking out Bengaluru. Look at the state of it, man. Jesus, lads. The lighting. Have you ever seen anything like this? I love that. No beeping. Jesus, the night lighting is even on another level, isn't it? Buffalo Wild Wings. Hell yeah, we'll go for some buffalo wings. Kebabs. Look at it. Like, it's a full friggin' eatery outside the airport. No wonder your man is so happy. Sure, why wouldn't you be? Barley and grapes. The Belgian Fries Company. Jesus. Oh, lads, look at that. Isn't that stunning, isn't it? And the performance here is absolutely, like, it's fine. It is fine. It's over the far side of this. Oh, yeah. It's relatively, you know, straightforward on this terminal, right? Working escalators, look. Jesus. But this terminal, this one is absolutely friggin' nuts. The detailing here, lads, this is friggin' next level stuff. Look at this. Jesus. Make a proper night time now, just in case. Mind your eyes for a second. There we go. Isn't that absolutely superb? Look at the lighting, look. Sumner, you take care, buddy. Have a good one. Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Like an airport interior, like, Jesus. Isn't it very good, lads, isn't it? Like, it is savage detail here. And this airport release, it's going to release for, or she's out on X-Plane as well, I think. You can pick it up through any bills. And it's available right now. It's $26 US. $26 US. Fountains and everything, look. Bloody hell. A little garden area. All the lights, look, aren't they absolutely cool looking? What a way to go. What a way to go, man. Absolutely gorgeous. Every member still a sim, but this is stunning. This is stunning. Now, can we make it, you know, can we add a bit of rain into this? We can hear the rain. And, oh yeah, oh Jesus, yeah, we absolutely can. Hang on. Let's see, can we go somewhere? I probably have too much now. Yeah, big Egypt Murphy. There we go. So if you want to see things like reflections and stuff on the ground, oh yeah, I mean, look, Jesus. If I come over here, actually, we'll probably see it a little bit better. This scale is off the chart though, isn't it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 'Tis raining. 'Tis absolutely raining. So yeah, so the textures react to it, which is nice. And then if we come on up here where the other terminal is, and we'll see the lighting. Anyone else dizzy yet? Easy now. There we go. Do 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 do. Jesus. Look at that. Hang on. We got. Do you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for like a bit of reddish lighting. Although that'll absolutely work there, look. Ah, look at the detail though. That's absolutely insane, isn't it? Look at that. Look at the ground textures. Absolutely nuts. So the airport is from Time Models. I dropped my controller. Time Models, Kempegowda, or Kempegowda, and it's just outside of Bengaluru. The ICAO code of the airport is Victor Oscar Bravo Lima. And it's probably one of the most impressive I've seen. In a long time, lads. In a long time. Pretty friggin' rad, isn't it? Isn't that deadly? Get rid of the rain now. I'm going to make it daytime. It's beautiful. You never leave the airport to fly. 100%. I think it's excellent. I think they've done a phenomenal job. Bit of sunlight coming in there now, look. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's something else, lads, isn't it? What the? There we go. Yeah, I'm very impressed. Intense scenery, but I still prefer quaint, detailed VFR fields. Oh yeah, like listen, I mean, if you're flying in and out of this region, isn't this a great region to go flying in? And look at the detail that you're getting here, and the work that they've put into this. It's done so very, very well indeed. It's great to see. It really is. Bangalore, yeah, Bangalore. Malky, go mind yourself. So, how are we going for stuff here? That's grand. So that's that. Right, lads. This is where the crack is going to start. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get adventurous. I'm going to break many things. Stand by, because I need to break things. So this could shag them. Hang on. Yes, everything turned off. Don't worry, lads. I know exactly what I'm doing. You know, sort of. I've no fancy switches. Stuff. There, please. Why is it that you go to take one out? Oh no, I'm after breaking everything. Right, hang on. Right. This is going to be hilarious now. We ready? I just heard a beep. Let's see what happens now. Right, let's see what happens now, lads. Because I'm hoping all of this will work. Can I recommend a STOL bush plane aircraft? Yes. A2A
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Jesus. STOL aircraft. The Wilga is very good. The Wilga is very, very good. Are we still live? Did I like completely shag it? Yeah, no, I think we're live. Look, we're in an Xbox. Oh, no, we're not. We're in a PlayStation. I've no sounds. the... This is the... Welcome. What do you mean?
Oh, Jesus.
Grand, get out with that shagging thing. Right, now. We have sound. We can hear sounds. No, as in, can you hear the game sounds? Or the PlayStation sounds? Hang on. There should be like little clickety sounds are coming through, as in all the clickety stuff. Why can't I hear them? That's the sounds in my ear. Right, hang on. One job. One job fairly loud too. Balls. How come I can't hear this shagging thing? Hang on. I'm going to press a button. And now I'm going to press a button. That's not really a button. Oh, pitched. Pitched. I turned off many things. Are we still live? I turned off many things. Wait. Why can't I hear it? Give a second. Back again. Yeah. Hang on, I was breaking things. We don't have sounds. We can hear music. Yeah, but I can't hear a shagging thing. Settings! I don't know. Sound? Ah, me hand. Microphone, no. Audio output, yes. Why can't I hear this, lads?
Dude, have you been drinking?
I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
Fancy music, yet I can't hear it. Anyone know why? Capture! Why does it go from working absolutely perfect to like, yeah, it's not working at all. Hang on. Let us see. Because this should be getting its sound from here. There we go. Right, I can hear it now. Ah, the old PlayStation, lads. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I couldn't hear the sounds. You could hear the sounds, but we're okay. There is sound in the menu. Yeah, I couldn't hear it though. It's to do with capture stuff. It says no signal, but there is. Anyway, PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5 Pro. And the whole idea behind this was, with Microsoft Flight Sim being announced, landing on PlayStation on December the 8th, I was like, right, this could be huge. And it is huge, right? It is huge. The only thing I'm a little bit miffed about, of course, is there's no... Now, why is that looking all weird? There's no... There's no crossplay, right? Now, let's have a look. Sound is shagged now. Oh, is there? Hang on. A resort now, lads, yeah? PlayStation has this weird protection thingy when it comes to HD outputs. It's weird, right? Right, we should be grand now, though. All is looking better as they are, yes? Grand. Pretty sure PS5 more powerful than Xbox. Yeah, they have a different loading video. They do. Similar sounds in terms of like menu music and all the jazz, right? But yeah, you'll have to keep me honest now when it comes to PlayStation stuff. Like I've never streamed from the PlayStation, so it might take a little moment or two to get used to it, right? So that is indeed the trailer. So let's go into the menu system. And now listen, there's certain things that aren't working yet. Why can't I adjust the system audio? Let me see. The sounds are there, but I can't. Okay, anyway, that's a lesson for another day. Anyway, World Photography Mode, Activities, Challenge League. I mean, there's nothing new here you need to see. What I do want to show you, though, is what sort of options you can expect. Sounds going bad again? Where's the James Street? Audio. Hang on a second. Sound. Is it to do with... Is it to do with settings? Yeah, I can hear the sound going a bit nuts here as well. Hang on. Settings. Sound. Sound input. Audio output. Linear? Switch the audio format to prioritize your HDMI output. Right, let's see that. Let's see what that does. Right. How's the sound now? Unchanged? Still bad. What the hell? Properties. Capture audio. Jesus, they don't make it easy, do they? They don't make it easy. Volume mixer. Hold fire, lads, hold fire. Right. Something's happening, yeah. It's Murphy on a beta stream, yeah. Stop fixing good now. Right, perfect. Anyway, graphics, right? So, what do we have? Well, HDR, exposure compensation's there. Seatbelt visibility. Anyone see a seatbelt visibility? That's new, isn't it? Character quantity, airport service vehicles, and that's kind of all we have, right? That's kind of all we have. Seatbelt visibility. If I've ever seen that before. You know, that is the lap cam. You know, yeah, the lap cam. We'll turn it on and see what happens. Language, of course, sound online. So photogrammetry, yes, we want on, but I don't believe photogrammetry is working. Aircraft traffic type, if you can have it on or off. Voice chat, of course, is there. And, you know, your data limits, rolling cache, and all that sort of stuff. It's also on Simultaneous 4 beta. Okay, sweet. Camera selection. It's everything that you pretty much come to expect in terms of your options, and having no options for graphics because they don't want you tweaking with things. Fair enough? Right. In terms of the aircraft, it's your default stuff. In the beta, they've included quite a few of them, so you have a lot of the local legends and whatnot. You know, let it all load in here, so you can kind of see what we get here. Like, it is a huge, you do get a huge default list of aircraft, which is kind of cool, you know. So, from us coming from, you know, PC, there's nothing really new here, right? We know the story, right? We know the story. So what we could do, we're not going to fire up the sim because I want to show you how everything's kind of working, right? So if you want to configure the aircraft, so we're going to select this guy, we're going to configure him, right? And the same crack, standard variants, or standard or fairing. We're going to go to that menu, we can go to livery, we can go ahead and change the livery, and you have the same when it comes to identification and all that sort of stuff. All right, so we're going to save all that. We'll save them back. I still think the menu and the UI is still very clunky. Like, it's the same on, it's the same in the friggin' PC, like, do you know what I mean? So what I might do, just to kind of give this a bit of a showcase when we're talking about views and things, right? Where were we the other day? What was that airport we were playing up in? It was around Lower Loon, wasn't it? Was it 28U? Or 2 Uniform 8? Was it? Yeah, Thomas Creek. So we'll go there, right? Put me over there, and we'll go across here for flight conditions. Same sort of stuff again, right? So custom, all players, but like it's only if you have PlayStation you can actually get into this, right? Change the time of day. You can use sliders and whatnot, right? And then change the weather. We're used to all of this. All right. So let's go ahead and click start. Now, frame rates and stutters, you'll see it. Right. This is what she's doing. It's jumping anywhere between 50 to 100 frames. Right. Okay. Here's our machine. The music is still coming through. Yeah, I don't know how I can fix that. I will fix it though. Right, so here we are. And this is a PS5 Pro, yeah. So what we're looking at here, well, yes, it looks the part, very much so. We can interact with things, right? There's also other features built in, which I thought was very handy. There's a gyro built into the controller, right? Now, I just need to figure out how to do it. Yeah, that's not the button we use. Right. Let's pause. Let's just not panic for the minute. There we go. Yes. The mixture is all looking good. And I've now found myself somewhere I don't want to be. But in terms of just flying around, oh Jesus, and I mean, yeah, she's going to cut out, and now we're going to die. But I just want to show you that this is what it's like in the world, right? And I instantly, oh, mind the tree. Yeah, I can hear it. Right, let's see, can we dead stick this now? Because we've lost all power. This is tremendous crack, right? In terms of the fluidity, we're looking good, right? No major issues that you can see. Bearing in mind, I'm now using a PlayStation controller, which is like, right? But oh Jesus, I will say this, the PlayStation controller is very good. Right, we're down, sorta. Aircraft system malfunction. Of all the settings, like, it's shagged, right? Right, stop her there now, Betsy, you're doing a great job. Right? Right. What you can do with this, I've to figure out all the buttons, because there's a lot of buttons, right? But what I thought was absolutely deadly, right? Was it this button? No. There was a way. Engine not started yet. Well, I shagged it. What you can do, it'll use your controller as a gyro. And what I mean with that is, you can actually control the inputs by literally doing this sort of jiggery pokery. You're moving your controller. Some people might like that. You can also use the touchpad here. See the throttle moving with the touchpad, right? See that? So I can just like press both sticks down together. Oh yeah, there we go. No, sometimes it works. It does. Sometimes it doesn't show us. That's what I mean. Like it's. No, that's not it. Was it not this and then that? Yeah, no, sometimes it works, it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, it's basically force feedback yoke that you're saying. Kinda. It means that you're using the entire controller to move up, down, left, and right, and it works as a gyro. I don't know why that's not working. It was working earlier. Again, there could be just bugs. That's for the camera. Here we go. Right, I got it working now, right? So look at here's my hand, but look at the yoke, right? You ready? Isn't that absolutely friggin' nuts town? Yeah, it'd be very difficult and very hard, but I'm not using any of the controls on this PlayStation controller. I'm not using any of them. I'm just moving the gadget, look. Small hands for a small control. Would you not shag off, will you? But I thought that's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. Now to turn this off again, couldn't tell you. But we'll figure it out. There we go. So that fixed it. So I'm now back to just using my control inputs. All right. But yeah, so that's your PlayStation controller. Which I gotta say, ergonomics over the years, especially the friggin' the R1 or the L2 R2 buttons, like there's great force there. You can really get sensitive feedback. Do you know what I mean? So what I want to do, we're going to go to the menu here and go to our drone camera, right? Because it's all about having a look at the world around us, right? So in terms of how things are on the screen as we're moving, now it's possible. Hang on, let me just double check on the filter. No, we're running things native as they are. So the color might be slightly off because it's HDR, right? So that could be a capture thing. So just know on my screen I have a little bit more color depth. It's not as blown out as what you're looking at, right? I'm sure I can turn that off. It did shag all, right? Sound is gone again. Let me know if the sound comes back. It has moments. I'd love to see this run on a PS5 base. Yeah, like, I mean, where we're at the moment, lads, right? This is a PS5 Pro, so this is like, you know, that's Sony's best console at the moment, right? Was interested to see the graphics settings. Yeah, there are none. There are none. Your graphical settings, you can't increase visual things. Like if I were to guess, this is medium to high, right? Medium to high. You know, you get up close and personal to like the ground terrain and stuff. Yeah, it comes alive fairly quick. Yeah, you can see lovely details here. But again, you got to be like super close to where things are and what you're doing, right? So if you're on like, you know, a high-end PC, if you're used to like good settings on a PC, this could be quite alien to you. But then again, lads, the reality is you could be sitting on the couch playing this, right? So there's advantages all over the shop. But in terms of making the thing look awesome, and that's what this all comes down to. When we look at Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's the friggin' world creation that they've done is absolutely insane. And I think, you know, for console folks, where the flying certainly is going to be part of it, but where I really think the possibilities for Flight Simulator, I think the possibilities are going to be very much on the virtual tourism side. I really do. I really do. I think there's going to be incredible options here. So for example, right, we want to start making the place look a little bit interesting. And this is what I love about I love this, right? How's our sounds, by the way? Are our sounds shagged or are they back working? It's fine on base PS5. Performance looks similar. Yeah. And again, lads, still shagged. It's any major differences? Not really. I don't understand why the sound is shagged, because it is coming through HDMI. I keep hearing nature sounds, but some EG keeps talking over. Colonel Fork is here, good to see you. Right, so I take it our sounds are okay. Right. This is where I think a lot of folks are going to just fall in love with Microsoft Flight Sim, right? I get this done right. Where's this now? This sort of jazz. They're working as good as Murph on a good day. Crackling is back. Sounds are terrible. Uno momento. Let me know as soon as they come back, lads, will you? Why? I don't even know why that's doing that. No, I'm not using voice meter, no. Let me know when they're fixed. Thank you, Colonel Fork. Now, when you say back, is it working or back as in, yeah, there's problems? Good, right, sound. Lovely. Anyway, what are we doing here? Oh, yeah, we're doing one of these. Fixed. Brilliant. Yeah, OBS, but it's just capturing the audio in a different way, that's all. Right, so this is the sort of stuff that we want our Xbox folks, you know. I don't get many opportunities anymore to cause problems here. Yeah, right? This is where, and you might see some kind of weird glitches. It's a beta, expect things like that. But where is it now? Bring up our lighting there, look. Right? Scatter these lads out. And let's do a bit of this. Something like that, right? Pretty sky. Pretty sky. Like, very, very pretty sky, right? So if we ramble up here now for a second, we'll move away and we'll just check out some of the scenery, because this is where the thing goes from, like, they'll get to experience what we've all experienced already. And like when you start saying, hang on a second, this is a console and they're able to do this. You know what I mean? It's absolutely incredible. Jane is here. Good to see you, Jane. Jane, PlayStation 5 footage. I'm just trying to find that kind of a view. Do you know what I mean? Will it work with the slim model, Black Sheep Jane? It'll work on PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 5 Pro. So when it comes to, you know, PlayStation 5 Slim, shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter. You know? This is the PS5 Pro, Jane. But I think, to be honest, I think the performance is very similar between both. I think it's very similar between the both, especially during a beta. You know what I mean? I'm relearning how to use all my controls again, so you'll have to, you know. Now, that's a nice view there, right? So let us now not break and launch ourselves into the friggin' clouds that I did earlier on. Let's see what we can do here. Myself. Cheers, Muse. There's a bit of lightning coming in, bit of density. Broken. And then these guys. No, these guys. There we go. Come up the hill and now gives a gap. Huzzah! Right. And the wind should still be giving it all sorts of socks. Which it is. So the wind speed. That'll probably do it there. Cool. So like, from the virtual tourism side, beyond that of the aviation, this is where I really, really see the Xbox pilots being absolutely blown away by this. You know what I mean? It's going to be class looking. Do you know? Absolutely class looking. Like, this is in 4K. It's using HDR, and I'm getting anywhere between kind of 42 to 60 frames. It fluctuates, which that's expected in a beta, right? And as I said, like, that gyro technology with the PS5 controller, that you can physically move the controller, that becomes your input. It's pretty cool. So we're out in Idaho here, and it's stunning. This whole neck of the woods is absolutely stunning. But we can get fierce adventurous now, look, as we move along with this weather, just to see what we can see. Especially when we live in the clouds. Like the whole thing just becomes fantastic. To be able to experience something like this in flight sim on console, it's incredible, isn't it? Can you imagine how much fun folks are going to have just being a digital tourist? And it's one of the things we kind of lose track of. Our focus has so much been on the aviation. It's been so much on flying, on the aircraft. And we often just kind of take for granted how friggin' cool this digital twin world actually is. It is staggering to see what is possible, not only with the engine, but this is working on a PlayStation. It was the same when we saw it on Xbox. It's like, what? Hang on a second. So like a lot of comparisons, hey, you know, can I fly this airplane or can I fly that airplane? I mean, of course you don't ignore, but I also think there's going to be a massive user base purely from having the ability to explore the planet in ways in which the level of, you know, it's Google Maps on freaking steroid. Like it's the ability to make these sort of scenes on an Xbox, right? Isn't that absolutely friggin' mad, lads? I mean, you gotta love it. Now, I don't know if live weather is working. I imagine it is. So we're going to a bit of live weather here. Goosh. And let's see what we can see. Because we're very much we're not in Kansas now, Toto, right? We're very far away from where we need to be. Like there's all sorts of mountains. There's a bit of live weather coming in now, look. And again, like we can change the time of day just to give it that. We'll go live time. Did they fix that bug? They did. There's real time. Like, this is the playground now. You know, can we see a flight? Yeah, we'll jump back into a flight when I don't absolutely, you know, angle myself. There's a big lovely mountain thingy over here. Let's go over and explore it. Hang on. So in terms of the capability, LOD, the field of view, all that kind of stuff, well, we're used to seeing it already. In 2024 on the PC or on Xbox. I mean, we're already used to these things. I'm trying to speed up my drone cam. I'm there now. My lovely mountain is good for my lovely horse. My lovely horse. And there's no, there's tiny little clouds down here, look. But as I said, like being that virtual tourist, I think the scope now when it comes to the sim, that's the wrong button completely, Murph. Jeez. See, that's why I shouldn't be left in charge. Here we go. Zoom out here now. Slow down the outright. And when you start seeing the detail come together, absolutely incredible. Incredible, right? Easy now. And you just need to slow down my controls. But isn't it unbelievable? And yes, of course, yes, you have the aviation side of it. Of course you do. But this is like, I geek out over this stuff. I think it's absolutely incredible. Would you slow down, camera? The old drone camera, there's buttons to kind of make. I've to relearn buttons, you know. I'm not a triangle square lad, you know. I'm an XY kind of a lad. Right, it's starting to come back down to where we want now. Like even the views here, look. Do you know what I mean? Like, look at the state of that. And the trees, right? Like, everything is what you'd expect. How has the transition been to that controller? Not long, Jane. Like probably what you'll end up doing, you're gonna change everything over to what you already know, right? And that, what I mean by that is you're just gonna set up the button binds to what you're used to. You know what I mean? What I haven't fully realized yet is the PlayStation controller. It's a very good controller, and a lot of it is kind of it's, you know, it relies on how much input on the buttons. It's like there's a spring in there. which is pretty cool. So let me see. Can we now turn off live weather? Yes. Custom. Now there's no presets in the beta. Balls. I made it nighttime. There's no presets in the beta yet for weather. So we can we'll have to do all that ourselves. Oh wait, there is clear skies. There we go. It's working now. It wasn't working earlier on. Snow. Cloudage. All right, bring this back a little bit. Here we go. Snow coverage. We're going to dial this one up. And now Betsy. Yes. Precip. Dial it up. Like this is where the thing gets nuts, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that for a view, look. Isn't it only deadly what you can do? Like, isn't it? Do you know? New controllers are coming out for the PS5. Or are they? I kept reaching for my mouse. I'm doing the very same. You know, I'm like, where's my mouse? I need my mouse. But yeah, absolutely. A winter wonderland. And like, isn't this nuts? Like, how good are the details on a PlayStation? You tell me. They're incredible. Absolutely stunning. So photogrammetry isn't it doesn't seem to be working yet, right? Anywhere I've gone that has photogrammetry areas, in particular Tokyo, it's on the beta on this build, not there yet, lads. So it's only going to show you generic AI procedurally generated buildings. Does a pretty good job. And to be fair, there's not, well, it's probably because the photogrammetry is off, but in terms of pop in, I didn't see any of it at all, which is great. But like where this is shining right now, this early on in the betas, it's doing this sort of stuff. This is where it shines. You know, there's areas where it's good, some areas where it's not so great, but this is where it shines. The ability to do this kind of stuff. And I think, you know, when the PlayStation pilots have access to this, Practically Geek, so when you take a photo, it should upload it to your Microsoft account and you can access it from your Microsoft Hub. New York photogrammetry is working. Oh, was it? Okay, sweet. Look, I'm reaching for my mouse again. Isn't it terrible? I'd be reaching for my mouse the whole time. Right, so what I need to do, I need to go back here now. We're going to restart the flight and hopefully, you know, hopefully this time I won't make a total balls of it. But the idea is just to give you a sneak, well, not a sneak peek. It's this is where the sim is currently at over in the world of the PlayStation, right? So here we are on the ground. Can Murphy fly the plane? Well, your guess is going to be as good as mine. We're quite high up here, so I don't need to do any of that. And see the way, like it's using like the legacy stuff. We can click to toggle. We can click to engage. So in terms of buttons and whatnot, yeah, it's all grand. Your control E is also there if you need to. I think, how do you start this machine? Was it like right and square? I don't even know what that did. Oh, that's the parking brake. Where's this now? Are you going to try the gyro? Yeah, we can turn on the gyro again to show you. Engine not started. Here we go. It didn't like that, Murph. I didn't like that. Oh, mixture's too high, look. Mixture was too high. Down here, you. And go up there, you. And we'll try the keys again, will we? Our fuel is on. Mags are on. Fuel pump. Outside, inside. Oh, engine covers, engine covers. Yes, yes. Look, I forgot. It could have happened to anyone. Jesus. Press that. Get in there. I miss using a mouse. In saying that, I could just plug in a mouse. Right. Oh, park and brake engaged. Right, how do we start this up again? What was the command? No, that's not it. They're views. Right, so park and brake is on. We need that, right? Mouse works well. Yeah. We can use the mouse. Right, turn that back on for a minute. Now, what was the cheat button to start up? Oh, they're flaps. Ah, that's what the flaps are. Right. That's pause. I noticed that and didn't mention the covers. Eamon noticed it and didn't tell us. Yeah, it's sound, Eamon. Yeah. Great bunch of lads. How do we start this? What's the R2? R1. That's the park and brake. Bring the throttle up. Oh, not too much. Easy now, Jemima. Yeah, I've done that R1 down. It doesn't want to work. It's shagged. Right. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. There's live. Right. Throttle. Throttle. Right. Brakes. Bit of power. Oh, watch, wait and see. I've left the chocks in, haven't I? Oh no, don't go away plane. It's a runaway plane. Right. It's alright, lads. Not your flaps. Right, let's see what happens here. We are flying! 40 knots. Jesus, those trees are getting very close, aren't they? Upsy daisy. Upsy daisy. There's Daisy. You can see her. Pretty good.
Can I get a refund?
No, you can check after no refunds. Right, hang on now. Flaps in. Now, how do we do the trim? There's our trim. See, we're learning together, lads, right? If your OCD is like mine, turn on the OK button, Murph. But it's pretty. Isn't this pretty? Look at us, we're flying into place and the thing with the yoke, look. Brilliant. Easy now. Watch the downdrafts. Bit of trim. Silky smooth. We're getting hit by drafts. I can feel it. I don't know if you can see it. If you can find a stutter, tell me. I've yet to see them. CF Enveron says, just got this on my PlayStation 5. My textures are all flat and blurry. Not happy getting your money back. What are you talking about? It's not available on the PlayStation 5 yet. And if you have it, it means you got it on beta, which means you didn't have to pay for it. That makes no sense. So if you have it pre-ordered and you have access to the beta is not the final release. The beta is for beta testing. Expect bugs, expect issues, 100%. Know what I mean? What do you think, lads? What do you think? Also expect a broken game, just like PC. Could well be internet speed, could be. Yeah, some people, but like a broken game, like, yeah, but like, do you know, we can, like, I'm using it. I'm on a PlayStation using it. I'm able to fly. It's not doing that, and I don't want it to do. Right? Now, how do we turn on this gyro thingy again? No. Here we go. Jesus, right, we're in gyro control now. Me hands are doing the flying, lads. Look. Oh, Jesus. This is brilliant. No crossplay, I would agree. That's like, I don't know how they're going to figure that mess out, but they need to figure that mess out. Crossplay is like, that must happen. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know who needs to sit in a room for, you know, however long with someone. You're getting I crashed. Oh no, I didn't turn off the gadget. You're getting feedback on your controller from speeds and turns. So like, look at that. As I'm moving the control, I'm not using thumbsticks. You're using the PlayStation 5 controller. That's going to be appealing to a lot of folks because it is quite immersive. You know. Yeah, I need to turn off that stuff. It's saying I crashed because I'm overspeeding the aircraft, you know? Put the controller on your head and fly by your head. Oh wait, hang on. Oh Jesus! Hang on! Whose idea was this? Look up! We've just made head trackings. Oh, Jesus! Why do I listen to you lot? Hang on. Left a bit. Yes. Oh no. Right a bit. Yeah. Oh, hang on. I need to stick it to my head. Mother of hang on. Oh Jesus. Oh no. Hang on. How do I stick it to my head, lads? Wait. Hang on. Look down, you muppet. Now I can't see. Left. More. Right. Now. Right. Welcome to the Aegis controlling the plane with his head. Right. Why can't I... Oh, wait, do that and you can see. Whose idea was this? For crying out loud. Head tracking confirmed. Isn't that brilliant? Tilt your head, you muppet. Yes. Hang on now. Oh, this would be a challenge now, wouldn't it? Fly around the world without using your hands. Hang on, we need to make like a hands-free solution. How will I do this? Wait now. How do you pause it? No. Right, it's paused. Hang on. I need something to stick this onto me mallet. Do I have like... I do, look. Now if this... Imagine if this works, right? Will this like wrap around me head and then put the controller up there? Yeah, I kind of will. Oh, Jesus. If this could fall and actually... Now, hang on. Think now, Murphy. Think. This could fall and absolutely burst me, so we've got to be very careful. Oh, that'll work. Right, hang on. Unpause the simulation. Right. Yeah, Jesus, yeah. Right, hang on. I need to do this in a way that isn't going to, like, you know... Hang on. Get in there now to me head. Oh, no, it's the wrong button. Right. Oh, Jesus. Right. Stick on the mallet head. Now press that button. Oh, no, me viewpoint is all shagged. Wait. Wait. Yes. Now. Left a bit. Down a bit. It fell. Yeah, well, look, you get the idea, right? I don't know if you can hear this as well. Your controller makes the noise. What's that sound? You'll drive your animals nuts. You know, 500. And oh, Jesus. How do you turn off this shag and gyro? Oh, no. How do... Oh, no, there's a big mountain. Oh, that didn't end well at all. Didn't end well at all for us. Bloody, how do you turn off the gyro gadget? Yeah, get us out of this mess there, Paddy. Oh, Jay, pull up. Pull up. Pull... Right, hang on, Jesus. Right, wait now. Right. Easy. It's grand. It's a different kind of flying altogether using the gyro. Built-in stall horn, yeah. On tonight's episode, Flight Sim's biggest muppet takes on a PlayStation. Right, but isn't it brilliant? Oh, jeez, it's controlling from the outside. Oh, it doesn't like that at all. Oh, no, it didn't like that. It didn't like that at all. How did you turn off the gyro? Balls. Oh, wait, I fixed it. Right, now. Calm the lee roadies there now, lads. All is now well in the realm once again. It's everything safe. Everything safe. Yes. Can we get some trim? Yes, we can. Look, trim the bejesus out of it. Oh, yeah. Now we're looking absolutely gorgeous. He's finally lost the plot. Took a while, but he got there in the end. Right, it was for science, if anyone asks. That fella Murphy, yeah, no, he finally lost it. Yeah. He was trying to control it with his head. Now, the advanced version to that is stick this onto your mate's head, tie his arms by his sides, and then physically move. Right. Think of the... Right. Brilliant. We'll have loads of fun with this. To go inverted, Murph. Go inverted for science. Are you mad? Yep. See Daisy. The plane doesn't like it. It's much better than the PlayStation 5 X-Plane version. What is the comments going on here? The graphics on the PS5 beta look like P3D. What are you talking about, man? Listen, if you're going to troll, grand, but be accurate. Be more constructive with your feedback. Turn on P3D there and have a good hard look at it now, right? Show us the landing. Are you mad? Right, I can't land anywhere here, it's not safe. But look at the state of the views. Look. Like, isn't it only gorgeous? And I think if I hold this button and maneuver, I can look. Yes! This is how we do the things with the yoke and get our views. There's no refunds, no. Sony writes a cease and it's Slayer to Murph. You are not ever to show off anything of our stuff again. You know? This is pretty cool. Now, at this stage in the beta, airliner flying in and out of busy airports, busy cities, you're not going to have the same experience. But general aviation and virtual tourism, unbelievable. And like, as I said, I was having issues with photogrammetry, but if it's working now, even better, right? Because this is just going to open up the world. I need to turn off all those crashes. This is going to turn... We'll do it now, says you. Settings, assists. Right. Let's have a look. Helicopters. Oh, and now, display active waypoint. No. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Disable crash damage. Disable aircraft stretches. Yes. Engine. Yes. Turbulence. G-suit. Okay. Now we're in the... Now we're trashing. Grand Canyon look good. New use case for the same. A head case. Brilliant. But lads, come here, like. whatever about it being on Xbox console, right? And, you know, it's not great on the S, we know that. But this sort of stuff is fine. The Xbox Series X can handle a little bit more. PlayStation 5, I'd have to compare it to the Xbox Series S. Would that be a fair thing? And then the X to the Pro. But in terms of what we're doing here, remember lads, this is 4K HDR, and I'm getting... what am I getting now? 50 frames? In a beta. And hopefully it's on the screen, it's smooth, you're not seeing any stuttering at all, it just looks the part, it's all lovely. And you can see the ground textures, right? You can see the details on the ground. I mean, I'm not running a version that no one else has. Does it mess up your controls when you sync back to PC like it does with Xbox? So here's the thing, Gibbo. It's going to be different on PlayStation because your Microsoft... Oh wait, will it? Your Microsoft account might be different versus your PlayStation account. Does that make sense? So the username I have for Flight Sim 24 on the PC and Xbox is different than the username I have on the PlayStation. You know what I mean? As I say, lads, the biggest kick in the hole that I don't know how, as a entire Flight Sim community, can either leverage this, but cross-play, we know it's not possible yet. It's no one's fault. It's just it's a fact of the matter. Cross-play, no, it's not there. We need to figure out a way to make that a reality. Whatever pressures need to be put on, be it on the Sony side or, you know, at the top end of Microsoft, they need to work towards that solution. You know what I mean? It's not specific to the Flight Sim team at all. There's a something, you know. I think it would just be so awesome if we can get kind of crossplay in there, you know. Yeah, 100%. Like, if you see more and more games going from... And, like, there are already Xbox games ported to PlayStation and crossplay is enabled. So, I don't know, is it on the multiplayer server side? Is it... I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. But, you know, at some stage in the future, wouldn't it be awesome if that becomes a reality? You know? Forza Horizon 5 crossplay, but no cross-save. Yeah. You know, but as I said, look at it. It's an early look. I mean, look at it. What are we now? October. We're a month out. I don't know how far or how many more patches are on the release. Feedback that I'm finding, it's reported back, right? If there's any issues I find, massive bugs. I haven't really found any massive bugs, to be honest. Nothing that, you know, there's nothing, I haven't seen much new here that isn't in 24 on the PC, for example, right? So the whole porting process, I'm in terrible trouble here. This is going to end in tears. Oh Jesus, the whole, I know, yeah, but that ended up, yeah, it was going to happen. It was going to happen. Right now, get back flying there. Go on. Where's Kanda when you need him? Oh no, trees hurt as well. Oh yeah, yo. And on that bombshell, but like, there's nothing major there from what you can see. In terms of a port, the port looks and feels very good. The performance, I'm shocked at. It performs well. It's kind of medium to high settings. At least in the beta. And don't forget, lads, when we had 2024 beta, they didn't have... remember, the grass wasn't there, and there were certain features just not dialed in yet. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's very promising. It really is, and it's exciting to think now that, you know, folks who just can't access Microsoft Flight Sim, we're lucky. We can access the sim so far as, well, we either have a PC or we have an Xbox. But the folks that don't have access to Xbox, They just don't, right? It could be the region or whatever. Now they're going to be able to access this. It's pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. Our bush flying instructor, yeah, right? Follow me, it'll be grand. But anyway, lads, hopefully that all went well. As I said, if there's any issues with the sound, that's just my capture method. It's unplug, plug in. So I need to dial that in when it comes to kind of PlayStation stuff. But I will say this, the sim is operating quite nicely in a very vanilla state. I'm loving the features with that PlayStation controller. That gyro thing, that's pretty cool and funky. The feedback you get from the controls are very, very good, and that little speaker built in, quite immersive. As you're flying along, you hear the, oh Jesus, it's another channel of voice activity coming through to you. It's pretty cool, right? In terms of the install and the size it takes up, very similar to PC. And then you have your own rolling cache on PlayStation as well. 16 gig. It didn't like when I tried to expand it. I was like, you didn't have space for it. I should have space for it. But I think as the kind of weeks go on and more features be added to it, like, I reckon there's at this moment in time, and I think Jorg kind of said this as well, they're going to have to be very careful on first and even third and first party add-ons that are released into this world. This is designed to run in a very vanilla state right now. So I mean, if you start trying, well, in fairness, the Kempegowda stuff is working, but like developers who are using the core SDK probably won't have much to worry about. It's the guys who are using the custom stuff, they're going to have they're the total challenge, you know. Total challenge. But I still think it's in quite a good state right now. Any kind of critical feedback I have, there's nothing unique to PlayStation. You know, I'm not a fan of the menu system in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. I think it's clunky, it's slow, it's not responsive, and you know what I mean. But that's the same across. That's across the whole sim, right? Marketplace access isn't there yet. Like when you're getting in, like, see how slow things are? Looking for aircraft, why do we have empty thumbnails? Like, that should be instant. You know what I mean? But anyway, it is all very, very interesting indeed. If I go back to this menu, there we go. So we need to find out. So yeah, look, we're starting to see some bits and bobs coming through. Different videos people are sharing. You know what I mean? They are looking into the rolling cache issue. Sweet. Yeah, I didn't know was it the PlayStation or otherwise. But for anyone who is watching or has been watching, and they're eagerly awaiting the release of this on the PlayStation, it's in a good place. From a general aviation, virtual tourist, all of that, like, that's like your job will be on the ground with what you can do, and change up the weather, the time of day. You can get so creative with that, and that's, again, like, it's something that we just kind of we're so used to it, we kind of take it for granted now. Like, the sim is so beautiful from that regard. We focus very much on the flying. It's a flight sim, I get that. But I think it'd be interesting, like, spend a bit of time creating these scenes. Some of the screenshots are even like, if you're into recording movies and stuff. It's unbelievable. And then you put the flying in there then as well. It's pretty cool. So yeah, look, let's see how we go over the coming days and weeks. The modes are there. The only thing that isn't active yet is the marketplace, but that's understandable. Challenge League, really looking forward to his activities. Really looking forward to when the this Red Bull stuff opens up. That's going to be friggin' nuts. And I even remember during the dev stream last week, was it Jorg said it or Seb? Someone anyway said it was Red Bull were looking at it and they said, this is really difficult. It's supposed to be difficult, right? So that's going to be interesting stuff as well. This would be a huge shot in the arm for the marketplace. The only way to get your product on all platforms. Yeah, stick to the core SDK. And some developers are very comfortable with that. Other developers are going to be lost. They're going to be lost, Let's see what happens. Mrs. TBHI would do the Red Bull course inverted. Yes, she would. But can't you do it on a PlayStation with the controls stuck to your head? I'm going to build a frame. You know, we'll call it Come Head Flying with Murph. You know, Murphy the Header. Or the Hedge. I nearly said something I shouldn't have. But right, that's what we'll... There's a challenge in there somewhere, lads, I'm telling you. But yeah, great bit of kit. If you have Flight Simulator on your PC and you're looking for like a lighter version to throw it in the living room, perfect. PlayStation or Xbox, perfect for that. If you already have the Xbox and you're looking saying, should I now upgrade to a PlayStation to get a better experience? Stay on the Xbox. There is no point moving over because, well, your purchases and all that won't come across. If you have a PlayStation and you don't have a PC or an Xbox, you're going to have so much fun with this. You really are. And like there are peripherals. You can dial in a keyboard and mouse. We know some of the Thrustmaster gear works. There's other gear getting worked on that's going to work inside a PlayStation as well. So just give it a little bit of time. And it'll get there. Do you know? But lads, that is going to do it for tonight. My thanks as always for everyone. The mallet bracket. We'll need a name for it. You know, the chin strap, the head. We'll need a name for this gadget I'll make. I was trying to do it with a lanyard. You know these lanyards I have that are extremely hard to come by and limited edition and, you know, highly expensive. Right. I need to be careful. I could hurt myself with that. But beans on toast with a bit of vinegar. With butter. Yeah, that's the one. But as thank you all so very, very much indeed. We're back to you tomorrow at 10 o'clock Zulu time. We're going to be flying in the AccuSim Aerostar. We're going to be using on air as we progress with our career mode. And then tomorrow night, we're taking the Inibill's A340 for a flight from Boston over to Toronto. So it's all happening now. And then we're heading on Friday. We have some more flying as well. So thank you all so very much for tuning in. Tonight we did cover quite a bit of ground. The PC-6 Porter from FSG. It's real nice. Bengaluru rather. And that's from Time Models with thanks to Inibills. Frankfurt Han from Simulations. A brand new release. Beautiful airport. We've opened our newest hub down in Cape Town, and Corn Wolf, shout out to him for doing the new livery for the A340. And then we had a bit of a look here at Microsoft Flight Simulator on PlayStation. Right, that sentence doesn't belong there. But anyway, right, I'm away now for horizontal administration. Until tomorrow, thank you all so very much for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Careful now. Pull up. Beautiful. What a landing. So Gregor inbound. Ready for this to give up? I'm a little teapot short.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy snooze.
Here is me handle, and here is me spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Just tip me over and pour me out. Oh, Jesus! You see? Think about it now, right? I'll sing it for you. Everybody's looking at my tight pants. He's got his tight pants. He's got his tight pants on. I'm actually not wearing tight pants at all. No, they're loosey-gooseys. Do you know, they're the in-house joggings or yoggings, I think is a soft J. They're the in-house